Good evening, everyone, and welcome to high school football. This is LakeCumberlandSports.com. I'm Paul Wright, along with Robert Reed, and we are at the Briar Patch for the first district game in Class 2A between the Bobcats and the Jumpers. This is Toyota of Somerset High School football, presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers and Realtors, and we'll be back to set the stage in a moment.
Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about
Here to be 175 here to be 175 too. I ain't 200 down.
Brothers Auctioneers. We've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
Let us show you the strength that comes by making every moment count. We're here to help. Hospice of Lake Cumberland. Let us show you the strength that comes by making every moment count. We're here to help. Hospice of Lake
Best
Cumberland.
things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any two full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any two plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
Dr. Jesse Pace and Dr. Patrick Jenkins of Lake Cumberland Orthopedic, sports medicine for athletes of all levels, from the weekend warrior to the professional. At Lake Cumberland Orthopedics, our goal is to get each patient back to the highest level of physical activity possible. We are proud to support local athletics by serving as team physicians for Lindsey Wilson College, Southwestern, Somerset, Pulaski, and Wayne County schools, as well as other athletes throughout the Lake Cumberland region. We want to say a big thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family Leaderships Kentucky for being the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. At Don Franklin, they work daily to provide their customers with the best possible experience. You can visit any one of their 5 Somerset locations or on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Leaderships, where they treat you like family. We have about 25 and a half minutes, I guess I should say, before the opening kickoff. We got beautiful weather. We did get a break in the weather, or in the rain, and I am joined by Paul Wright, a voice we haven't heard in a hot minute.
It's been a year or so. I did one game here last year, and looking forward to it. This is the Buffalo Wings and Rings video game of the week, the first district game for these two teams. Breathitt County comes in 2-4, but 2 of those losses were to Belfry and to Johnson Central.
Yeah,
you can expect those.
You can expect those. Those are a tall task for any small school. Of course, Belfry not being the largest school out there, but they all always dress a ton of kids for a 3A school, and Johnson Central, of course, no slouch.
Somerset 3-3, got off the snide last week. Young football team trying to get there, and how close will Coach Clevenger get between now and November?
He's got a chance to get I was talking to Cam Hughes' grandfather, Chris, before the game started, and that was the one thing that we were talking about, which is probably the biggest key for improvement that Somerset has to have, is because that offensive line is incredibly young, where last year they had a senior-laden offensive line, which is the same problem that they're having across the road at Southwestern, where they lost so many kids up front that all of a sudden it just changes the complexity of the game changes. It's a lot harder game when you don't have a physical line up front that can control everyone.
Well, and you don't realize just how much those guys work together with what they do. And if it's young, it takes a while to not only get the experience, but to get used to working with each other and getting in a rhythm.
That's exactly right. And that's the one thing that Chris Hughes has had probably a little bit of a learning curve going into this season. He's had a pretty good size line throughout his young career. then this year he's having to figure out the timing of the individuals that are out there making the blocks for him. So those blocks may take a little longer to develop, and he may be able to outrun most of what that play is set up to do because those kids are so young and are adjusting to the speed of the game.
You look at this game, and I look at the RPI that the KHSAA puts out.
Right.
And for my money, that's probably not worth the 12 cents.
Ooh, we could talk about that at halftime.
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in the way that they use RPI to rank these teams.
I'm the same.
If you look at that, Somerset ought to roll through this district. I don't think it's going to be quite that simple.
It's not. Breathitt County is going to have a lot to say. There were some high expectations. If you read anything online about what Leslie County was going to bring to the table, and they've been off to a little bit of a slow start. Danville, of course, uncharacteristic Danville. They haven't won a game in a couple of years, which is, if you're a Somerset fan, you don't care. Right? But if you're a Danville fan, you care immensely. And I'm a firm believer, even at the high school level and at the college level, not so much the pro, because the pro level I really don't care as much about. But when the traditional power teams are good, football is just better.
Absolutely. The one thing that I noticed in looking at stats and this and that and these and those is that first district game for these teams.
Right.
Neither one of these teams has played a game against 3A or against 2A competition.
That's an interesting fact that I hadn't really even considered. I think Coach Clevenger touches on this in the coaches show that the records are going to go back to 0-0, right? Like the preseason, it means something because eventually it's going to mean something for RPI and seeding. But these teams have got to, now that you're playing for home field advantage for at least the first couple of rounds, and that's big because you're going to face an alternate district in your first round, and who knows who you're going to get in the second round, which would probably be the favorite would probably be seeing these two teams match up in the second round.
If you are a player or a coach or an announcer, it's much easier being at home than it is to go, to a Breathitt County or a Leslie County when you hit the playoffs.
One of the things that I've never yet been able to do is make that trip to Breathitt County. I've been on that side of the planet many times, but I've never been over there to see an actual football game, and I've always noticed that the stadium, the stands are covered. So that probably makes that crowd seem a lot louder than probably what it would normally be if that roof wasn't there. And I would like to experience that. I've called plenty of games outside. I would love to go.
It's an interesting environment. I did it once with Somerset, not to date myself, years ago, and I think Pulaski County made one trip over there. This in the playoffs this year would be the only chance Somerset's probably going to get for a while because they go west in district play next year.
Oh, really? See, I didn't know that.
Somerset will play Clinton, Monroe, Metcalf, and Greene County next year
so
in district.
They're going to have, is that a 5-team district next year?
Yes.
Yeah, so one team will always be left out of the playoffs. And that makes for an interesting dynamic because nobody wants to play to be last because they want to continue their season at the end of the year.
Absolutely. Looking at the stats on these teams, and I'll be honest with you, I've done a lot of comparing on KHSAA with stats.
Okay.
You can look at a team and they'll say 200 yards rushing on offense against this team. Okay. You can look at the team that they played and it'll say 136 yards.
Right.
So, you can't believe a lot of what you see because I've seen it done altogether different ways. How important do you think a quick start is for Somerset?
That's going to be the key for everything, right? Like they came out world beaters in that first game of the year against Perry Central and then got off to a slow start at Russell. Now, granted, Russell County had that long rain delay and all the teams across the state, of course, are dealing with that, right? They're also over in an area where the time is an hour difference. Really slow start at Knox Central, really slow start at Gary County, and they found themselves in holes that they couldn't dig out of, especially at Gary County when you're down 28-7. They should have came back to it, but they sure didn't.
Right. Do you want to?
Well, yeah, we'll go on into the coach's show.
Conversation with the coach, and we'll go from there.
We're here with Coach Clevenger of the Somerset High School Briar Jumpers football team. Coach, great win last week against Lincoln County. The team put in a pretty good effort in all three phases of the game. What can you tell us about that you were most pleased with after last Friday's win?
Well, obviously, I think, we had a bad taste in our mouth from 3 weeks, 3 losses in a row. And I don't think that really anybody in our locker room was expecting that going into the season. And, so just to come back out, play, I felt like more like we're capable of playing. Getting that confidence, seeing the kids have a little bit of fun with it. I think it's all good.
Mm-hmm. Now, Chris had a monster game on the ground last weekend, so the offensive line sort of returned to form, controlled the trenches real well throughout the whole game. Is there anything different in the game plan, or they just kind of execute some of the strategies they've been working on all season?
I think, we're just getting better. Obviously coming into the season, that was going to be the spot where we had the most, turnover from the year before. And, it's probably taken us a little bit more time to maybe to get up to speed a little bit longer. We've had some different personnelling that we've had to go through. And so, hopefully they get a little confidence. And, I thought the biggest thing is they were just more aggressive, got off the football better throughout the game. And really, I thought we controlled both line of scrimmages, which was the key to that game.
Mm-hmm. Now, somebody I saw kind of break out on that offensive line was Caden Bean. He had what I think was a breakout game. We called his name a lot last week. Can you comment some on his development specifically?
Well, he's a young man. He's a big kid. Mm-hmm. He played some running back and stuff growing up. Hadn't really ever played a lot of line, but with his size and ability, felt like that's where his, would help us the most. And, so it's just been a little bit of a work in progress. Was coming along, then had an injury where it knocked him out for a week or two there, the first, last scrimmage in the first week. And so that's one of those setbacks that we had where we were having to mix our lineups up. And so hopefully he's starting to get, more comfortable. He's a young man that obviously he has the ability. He's a big, fast, strong kid, and but like you said, he had a few knockdown blocks. Really got after it a lot better up front, and we need him playing well. And I think if he does, our offense will go to another level.
The play calling, it seemed a little bit more targeted towards the offense's strengths. So, was the wind and rain forecast any factor in the play calling last week, or was it more of a natural evolution?
I think that did. Obviously, there's a pretty significant wind, and so throwing into the wind was probably, I think we didn't have the wind there in the third quarter, maybe second and third quarters, we were going into the wind, both of those, and so, I think it probably hampered us being able to take some shots down the field. Mm-hmm. I think that's where we've been effective, is be able to run the football well, and then, try to catch some guys with bad eyes and take some chunk plays with the passing game. And so with going into the wind, that made that tougher. But, I thought we were also controlling the line of scrimmage. We were doing a good job defensively. It was a quick game. I think we only had 43 offensive snaps, which normally you're in the 60s. And so sometimes you didn't have the opportunities to really to get we had the opening turnover, and then had a 3-and-out early in the game. So we didn't we did good things, but there's obviously some things that we still need to clean up.
Yeah, and heading into district play, what are some things that the team has learned over the season to take on these power rushing offenses that this district seems to like to do?
Yeah, Breathitt's probably going to be the most balanced team that we've seen up to date. They do a good job running and passing. Quarterback's very capable. Has 3 or 4 or 5 targets that he'll spread the ball around to, and they do a good job calling their offense to that. And then if you relax on the run, they've got a couple of running backs. Number 9, who's a hard-nosed runner. Number 1, who's more of a little scat back, but has good balance and good strength. So they've got a good offensive scheme. They're going to spread the ball. They're going to try to put you in situations where you got to make some one-on-one tackles, and that's going to be important for us.
Now, besides the young man we've already discussed earlier this season, is there anybody else that's having to deal with any injuries this last week, or everybody come out unscathed?
Yeah, for the most part. At this time of year, nobody feels 100%. Mm-hmm. Everybody's a little bit tired. It'll be hopefully get in, have a good performance Friday night. It'll be good to have an open week, kind of get some guys, let them rest up a little bit, and get ready for this stretch run.
Now, this is a little bit more not as much football, but it's your second homecoming season here. What do you think that homecoming means to you as a coach now, and for these kids and for the city of Somerset since you've been here the second year?
Well, obviously last week was supposed to be homecoming week. The rain, so the kids got to do all the floats, which I think that's awesome. I can remember in high school in the 90s doing floats, and that's something that a lot of schools have let go as far as tradition, and the fact that Somerset's doing it, and to go up there and see hundreds of kids and families, and just the interaction that goes along with building the floats is really a cool moment. And then I think Mr. Wesley and Mr. Lively both made a good call. Not doing the parade and all that stuff last week, so we get a 2-week. We were laughing. We got to be careful because people love the homecoming around here. We don't want it to turn into a 2-week deal necessarily, but no, I think it'll be a good night Friday night. Hopefully homecoming court and floats and all that stuff are a huge
Toyota
success.
of Somerset, we're
Hopefully
known
our
for
kids are
great
excited
service
to go out and play in front of the home crowd.
Parents, I feel like it's
You heard from Coach Clay Clevenger for the Coach Clay Clevenger Show here on Lake Cumberland Sports. Keep it right here after this word from our sponsors.
You are listening to Lake Cumberland Sports, brought to you by Toyota Somerset and proudly sponsored by Ford Brothers Auctioneers. InTrust offers convenient in-home office, telehealth, or in-school counseling sessions so that you can get the support you need wherever you need it. Call InTrust today and learn more about their offices by calling 606. I lost the number. 606-676-0638, or on the website at InTrust.healthcare.com. At InTrust, your mental health matters. We now have about 12 and a half minutes before kickoff. We're going to go into the widest cabinets, keys of the game. Need new cabinets? The key is widest cabinets. We value your business. Offering friendly service, reliable products, better design, experts, turn your vision into reality. Visit us today.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And you need dedicated and committed people pulling together. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
We want to remind everybody to stay tuned to the end of tonight's coverage. We will be awarding the United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game. To get the liners, I've lost those. That's sad. I had everything out in front of me, and then we just lost it.
You talked about
the Sassy Spoon lineman of the game and the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game. I got it out, and it took a minute.
Yeah.
I was just a little bit unprepared right there.
It happens. It's radio.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll talk about Whitey's cabinets and get to the keys to the game in a minute. I think we're getting ready to do the anthem here in a second, and we will
step away long enough.
For them to do the anthem, and we'll be back to set the stage for the game when we come back.
Parents, I feel like it's important that we teach our kids about financials, about budgeting, and about savings. We offer an e-student checking account and a GPA savings account. I immediately opened up both for my daughter. She has a debit card, which I am able to turn on and off with our mobile app because I'm also on the account. She has become more mindful of her spending, which is something that we want to teach her, is to be a mindful spender and to save as much as she can.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
In the real world, we've spent too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
Let us show you the strength that comes by making every moment count. We're here to help. Hospice of Lake Cumberland. Let us show you the strength that comes by making every moment count. We're here to help. Hospice of Lake Cumberland.
We'd also like to welcome you to Homecoming
I'm already
2024.
I'm already in mid-game form, Robert. I'm already a little bit discombobulated. I'll tell you what, do the whitest cabinet thing, and we'll start the keys to the game one more time.
All right, so need new cabinets. The key is widest cabinets. We design. It's good. We value your business, offering friendly service and reliable products. Let our design experts turn your vision into reality. Visit us today at South 27 and Slate Branch Road. Widest cabinets, the key to your dream home. We was talking a little bit before we went into the coach's show about keys, and one of the things that you touched on, of course, was getting a quick start.
Right.
And I actually think that is very key to tonight's game. I was fortunate to be here in this seat in 2019 when Breathitt County came to town. And when Somerset went and eventually ended up at Kroger Field for their state championship run, and Breathitt County came out and punched Somerset right in the mouth and was up 14-0 before you could blink, and nobody expected that. So tonight, if you do get off to a slow start, you do take that initial hit. You just can't give up. You got to play until the last whistle blows.
We talked about the quick start. We talked about the physicality. A couple of things you can always throw into a football game: turnovers.
Yeah.
Field position, penalties, those things are obvious, but I agree with you. The team that comes out tonight and says, we want this game, and is more physical and tries to impose their will is going to have an advantage.
Yeah, and that's Somerset did a really good job with that last week against Lincoln County. Now, I know that the game was mostly one-dimensional. Coach talked about that with the strength of the wind that was out there that was really hampering and keeping teams one-dimensional. But
right,
Somerset's strength played well. I mean, their defense held Lincoln County to 3 points, and I don't whether or not they kept that team one-dimensional or not, their strength is on the ground, and Somerset played them very, very well. Somerset, one thing that I have noticed on the year after watching them play a few times is that secondary is probably a little bit of a weakness, and you can't let teams just exploit that all night long. So that's something that they're going to have to be really mindful about.
Somerset's captains are at midfield. We'll find out who's going to be receiving the football to start the game, and when they do that, we'll get into starting lineups. But we've got a minute or so to kill right now. The sun has drifted down below the trees.
Thank goodness.
It is, you can see well. It is a nice night. It's going to be really comfortable about 3 a.m, but it's not bad now.
No, like when we played that game over at Russell County, we didn't get kicked off until probably 11:30 our time. And by the time that game wrapped up, it went into overtime, and you still had to drive home. It was about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning for me. I am not used to that anymore. I used to work third shift, and that was not a problem. At 10:30, I was in a corner yawning because the game was still delayed. I was struggling so bad. I don't want to see that happen tonight.
I remember years ago, we did a game in Pulaski, or over the hill. Pulaski was playing somebody. My daughter was a cheerleader, so the rest of my family was at Somerset in Wayne County.
Okay.
They were in Monticello. They got finished and got home before we ever got to halftime. We never got a drop of rain. Lightning never got real close, but it was just, you could see it. And the officials, stopped the game, and we were forever getting the game done.
That was one thing that Adam had touched on when we were talking about that game, is when they went to Beechwood and there was such a long rain delay, and they thought that they were going to have to call that game so early, but they tried to extend, and no matter what you did, if you played that game, it was still a 3-hour drive home. I'm glad they went ahead and called it.
Right. I see Bruner and Gulak heading out for Somerset, along with Koger and Mounts, the captains tonight, meeting at midfield with the folks from Belford. We'll have a coin toss here in just a second. We'll be able to go from there. I have not seen but a handful of games since this facility
Captain
was
for the Briar
completed
Jumpers, number 4,
with
Grayson
the
Goodall.
turf and what have you. And this,
16, Josh
you're not
Burke.
going to find many
Number
better.
52, Zach Coker.
It has a
Number
special place in my
63,
heart
Randy
because
Smith.
my son
The Briar Jumpers
graduated
coached by Clay Clevenger.
last year.
Right.
He didn't play last year, but he spent a lot of his youth and middle school through high school on this field. And we were here in 2019, of course, whenever that thing was built. He was a ball boy on the sidelines, and then he got to experience it for 3 years. And it just feels like home to me. It's just a special place. Like, I don't know, there's something about it that brings just this wonderful peace. And I'm sure that every fan of every program could say that about their own home field.
Breathitt County won the toss. They deferred. Somerset will receive the ball and march toward the bypass.
CV Hansford of Weikert Realtors Ford Brothers, a person you can trust when you're looking to sell your farm commercial property. CV's experience as a successful realtor, business person, and farmer is invaluable when it comes to knowing how to get the most for your property, all while helping you through a seamless and enjoyable transaction. For more information, give CV a call at 606-219-3274. That's CV Hansford at Weikert Realtors Ford Brothers, and they are the proud sponsor of tonight's starting lineups.
For the defense, Breathitt County, the 3-4 up front, Waylon Abner, Colby Bird, and Braxton Terry. The outside linebackers are Jason Tolson and Braden Barnett. Inside, Jaden Gibson and Wyatt Spencer. The corners are Jason Combs and Austin Sperry. Sperry coming back from the injury last week. And the safeties are Austin Barker and Adam Spencer. For the Briar Jumpers, up front, on the line, left to right, Jacob Bartley, Zasha Jones, Landon Huseman, Zach Koger, and Caden Beam. The tight end is Andrew Lawson, the wide receivers. Jax Griffith, Isaiah Lewis, and Corbin Samala. The running back is Chris Hughes, and the senior Josh Brenner is the quarterback.
We want to remind everybody to be sure to watch Wings and Rings Video Game of the Week on Lake Cumberland Sports. You're watching us live here now, and we appreciate it. Our next video broadcast is next week, North Laurel at PC. Wings and Rings, wings created your way, always fresh and never frozen burgers. We now have 1 minute and 15 seconds to kick off, but as soon as I said that, they reset the game
They
clock.
reset it and getting ready to go.
I guess they knew I was getting ready to say that and just thought they'd pull a prank on me, right?
The timing was almost perfect from my watch at 7:30, but the officials, and I'll be honest with you, let's play.
All right, I'm down for it.
This press box was about a third the size that it is now. It did not have tinted windows nor air conditioning when I first started this rodeo.
Oh, well, they have air conditioning, but it doesn't seem to be working as of at the moment.
It could be worse.
It could be a lot worse. This could be August and 100 outside, super thick in the humidity.
That is Hughes and Samala. Deep for Somerset, and they're not going very deep. They're going to stop at about the 20. And for Breathitt County, the man putting the ball on the tee is Preston Turner. And we're about ready to get district play started. We talked about a quick start to the game, Robert.
Right.
You also want a quick start for your district schedule.
Yeah, you do.
So coming out and getting a win early, especially, you've only got 3 district games.
Right.
You don't want to fall behind the 8 ball.
Like I said, you're playing for that home field advantage, and that means a lot. People like that gate money, of course, but it's also nice to be playing in the friendly confines of your own home crowd. So that's why a game like tonight, when you're probably the number 1 to 2 ranked teams in the district, are getting ready to square off against each other.
True. You look at that RPI, which again we talked about being questionable, but you got to use something.
Right.
Jonathan's got a bigger TV than we got.
He must be special.
That's a word for it. Well, the officials reset the clock, but they're going to wait till 7:30 before they kick it because he's still holding the football. This is a great night for it, and after some of the weather we've had the last month, it's just about time we had a break.
Oh, I know, and I saw on the weather forecast there's a possibility of some more rain coming. I hope it kind of holds off. I've got some plans next weekend, and I'd sure like to be able to hold up to it.
It's supposed to be in the 70s next week, and nice.
Those are always beautiful.
And, of course, Somerset doesn't play next week, so.
So they're teeing off and looking right at somebody up front, so they must be lining up for some onside action.
And there it is. It is a wobbler that is taken by an up man, and Somerset will get the ball just shy of the 40-yard line.
Not bad field position. I'm sure they're probably not wanting to try to kick the ball into the speedy hands of number 17, Chris Hughes, or the toughness that Corbin Samala has shown straight out of the season. So they're going to be settled for that little pooch kick and just play some field position.
Do you want to give Somerset the ball at the 40, though?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. 2 receivers, right? 1 to the left. In the pistol is Bruner with the running back behind him, and he will hand off to Hughes, who will head toward the line of scrimmage and get nothing. He will be hit. Sperry was one man that got there, and the linebacker Barnett as well, and it'll be second down. And right at 10, he might have lost a foot.
No gain on the play, second down.
I don't think I can put that on my stat sheet, minus 1 foot. I mean, I guess I could.
Put a 0.
Put a 0.
Close enough for government work.
All right.
All right, 3 receivers left. And 1 to the right is Lewis. Hughes to the left of Bruner in the backfield. And they take it. Bruner fakes it, keeps it, tries to get outside and cannot. He is hit and dropped for a 2-yard loss. As knifing through there was the defensive end, Waylon Abner, and it's going to be 3rd and 12.
That's something that we were talking about, getting off to that fast start. We are sure going backwards quick. Somerset's going to have to. I don't want to pick on coaching. I feel like every time I feel like I say something that's critical, somebody's going to point me out. You got to get a little more creative with your offense up front. But now you're put into a passing situation, so your defense becomes a lot more predictable and your offense becomes a lot more predictable.
I agree. Single receiver goes to the left. On 3rd and long, Bruner takes it. He will roll right. Sits, fires the ball toward the middle of the field. He's got a receiver at midfield. He is at the 40. He is at the 30 and tripped up at the 25-yard line. That's Samala.
Wow. It was a 37-yard gain. I said that you had to open up the playbook a little bit, and they sure did.
From
one big contact there.
From the 37, 79, that's 42 yards on the play. And a first down for the Briar Jumpers. That was nice.
Maybe I should start being more critical more often. Maybe they're listening to me, and they won't take it personal.
2 receivers left. 1 to the right. They hand off to Hughes. Nice into the pile, and will go nowhere.
Trying to exploit that one side of the line, and I think they're just getting pushed right up front. I'm trying to figure out, looks like it's number 77 and maybe 75 up front, where they're trying to create a hole that's just not there at the moment.
So the ball at the 21, 2nd down and 10. Nice crossing pattern on the long run. Only pass that's been thrown in the game thus far.
Great catch, too.
Yes, a couple of minutes in. No score. Somerset just outside the red zone. And he hands off to Hughes again. He's hitting the backfield, makes one man miss. The second doesn't.
Hughes, the ball carrier.
Knifing in there to get him was the safety, Austin Barker.
A couple of missed assignments up front.
Loss of 1 yard.
One lineman pulled over to that side of the field and just missed a block completely. Was lucky he didn't lose a couple more yards on that one.
Lost a yard, 3rd down and 11. Make a note, the man that made the tackle was one of the safeties. If they're going to keep coming, I'm going behind them.
Maybe that's what they're trying to do, is just inch those safeties up and just burn them over the top one time.
That'd be my plan. Single receiver left, 3 to the right. Hughes to the right of Bruner. Straight back. Bruner with time, fires over the middle, got a receiver. That is Hughes, caught and down inside the 5 at the 3-yard line.
Spencer with the stop for the Bobcats.
That's 2 completions, almost over 50 yards already. 17 yards on the game.
I said that it was Hughes in the backfield. It was actually Gulak, because Hughes was split out wide. Came across the field and caught the pass, and again, nice throw, wide open.
You did have exactly what you talked about. The safeties did inch up some. They probably were expecting less than a run play, but they played that zone defense and got burnt right in the middle.
From the Rick Barker red zone for the jumper. Hand off to Hughes, hit and dropped in the backfield. Back at the 5. So a loss of 2 on the play.
Barker with the stop.
So far tonight, 4 carries for young Chris Hughes for a total of negative 3 yards on 4 carries.
From the 5-yard line.
That was Barker on the stop again.
Right now, Somerset's run offense is just getting
bullied
around up front by probably a more veteran defensive line.
You are correct. So 2nd and goal from the 5. We are at 7.5 minutes, no score. First drive of the football game. Gulak and Hughes as Brenner goes under center. Got a blocker in front, fakes it, we get a whistle. They'll stop play.
Trying to, maybe some movement. I don't know. If
I'm not sure they were set, yeah. The official may tell us. And he may not.
Looks like they may be calling it on Breathitt.
Nope.
Nope, there it is.
False start. We're calling it Somerset.
I remember when that was I would remember that when it was a legal procedure, but now it's a false start.
Yeah, I mean, it means the same thing.
It does.
That's a 5-yard penalty.
They do that for the PA guys. It's harder to say illegal procedure than it is false start.
I think you got a little bit of a thumbs up on that one. Yeah,
probably something like that. Yeah. All right.
Less syllables, always good.
2nd down.
4 receivers to the right. Now they're switching, and Hughes goes to backfield, and they start.
Timeout?
Yeah. Timeout was called by Somerset as they were trying to get lined up, and I don't think they were where they needed to be, and Coach Clevenger said, let's talk about it.
Keeping stats and the correct score is important to players, coaches, and fans. The same can be said about keeping your taxes and finances in order. For over 26 years, Randall D. Turpin CPA has been doing just that. If accounting is not your thing, let the pros at Randall D. Turpin CPA do it for you. Proud sponsor of the Randall D. Turpin Scoreboard, located on Parker's Mill Road in Somerset. And as mentioned on the Randall D. Turpin CPA Scoreboard, we have 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. Score is still 0-0.
This is Toyota of Somerset High School Football on LakeCumberlandSports.com, presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers and Realtors.
We want to remind everybody to stay tuned to the end of tonight's coverage. We will be awarding Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game, United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game, and the Sassy Spoon Catering Lineman of the Game. So far, it's going to be hard to pick a lineman.
The offensive line has struggled
a little
to run block here early in the game. We'll see how that develops as the game goes along. We talked about being physical. Right now, Breathitt is more physical up front, but Somerset with the speed is moving the football. All right, 2nd and goal from the 10. Gulak in the backfield. Fake it to him. Brenner will roll right into pressure, dumps it off to Hughes at the 10.
Oh.
He heads down the sideline and got in.
Touchdown,
Sperry came up to meet him at the 5-yard line, and I thought he was going to knock him out of bounds. He just tiptoed around him and went to the house.
Yeah, a little bit of that D-pad action that they would call that on the PlayStation. A little bit of zag when they thought he was going to zag and into the end zone for 6.
So with 6:50 to go, excuse me, here in the first quarter, Somerset draws first blood. They kill almost half a quarter.
Brenner in the hole.
Rubel on the kick it, out of Brenner. Snap is down, kick is up and through, and with 6:50 to go in the first quarter, Somerset leads Breathitt 7-0.
Well, so far, Somerset's tried to rush the ball on 5 occasions for a negative 5 yards. I don't think that's probably the start of the rushing side that Somerset would have wanted to get off to. However, through the air right now, Bruner is 3 for 3 for 64 yards and a touchdown, so you really can't complain about the passing attack.
No. The balance as far as the number of plays is fine.
Right.
But you're going to have to, at some point, be able to throw the football a little bit. Anderson Rubel with the PAT, and he is moving up the list on that.
I think Adam Bray called him Automatic Anderson, and then he jinxed him on one at Russell County.
You never want to do that.
I think Jason came over, and I think he even said, yeah, don't do that.
All right.
Words of wisdom from Dad.
Ethan Rubel set to kick off for Somerset.
Trying to get the number on the receivers. I've got the far one, but not the near one.
Oh.
And Somerset goes to the pooch kick, and it bounces off a Breathitt County player who falls on it at the 40-yard line. So they'll have possession as we start their first drive today.
Somerset trying to do the same exact thing that Somerset did.
All right, for Breathitt County, up front, Abner, Combs, Miller, Bird, and Skidmore. The tight end is Jason Combs. Wide receiver Braxton Terry and John Holland. In the backfield, Jaden Gibson and Eli Thomas, and Mike Holland is the quarterback. Set Somerset's defense for you after the first play.
Ready for their first offensive possession.
Single receiver to the left, two to the right. Tennessee set. Gibson goes in motion. Just the wing on the right side and straight back is poor Holland, and he is hit and dropped.
Backfield by Austin Lawless already getting started. He's fired up, and that's what you want to see.
Dropped in the backfield by Gouland.
They will lose right at 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 15. Got in there in a hurry, didn't he?
Yeah.
Somerset's defense is Zach Carter, Cameron also, Jacob Bartley, the defensive line. Grayson Goulet, Zach Coker, Josh Reynolds, Austin Wallace are the backers. The corners, Isaiah Lewis, Nathan Mounts, and the safeties, Corbin Samala and Chris Hughes. Second down, 2 receivers each way and a single back is Thomas. Play clock's about to wind down on them. They take it, hand off to Thomas, straight up the gut, finds a hole, gets the original line back, and then a yard, maybe even the 42. So a gain of 7, and that was 9. That was the bigger back. That was Gibson.
They got a couple pretty good-sized boys up front that were just able to push the defensive line to one side, create a hole. Short enough game brings up 3rd and about 8.
Yeah, we talked about which team's going to be more physical. Somerset's up 7-0. Breathitt County's more physical.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Let's see if they're going to make me eat my words.
No, it could happen. All right, 3 receivers to the right. Single to the left, and straight back is Holland. Got time, and
he's ate up.
Gets rid of the first man, and then he gets drilled and dropped by Lawless.
You have one single back set for Breathitt County, number 9, Jaden Gibson in the back. Missed a block completely. Let the first defender make first contact. Austin Lawless there to clean it up. Going to get credited for 2 sacks and 3 plays.
He ducked under, did Holland, the quarterback, the first guy, but after that didn't have time to get anything else done. Breathitt County back to punt. That's Holland.
Oh.
And he will kick it away from Somerset, and it will roll inside the 25, inside the 20. Hughes will get away from it. It'll die at the 17-yard line.
The Bobcat
and
rolls dead at the Somerset.
That will be a 41-yard punt. No return.
Yeah. Punter's going to make them respect the leg on that one. They sure didn't come out with that same leg power to kick off the game, so they probably didn't expect that one, right?
No, they didn't.
Now you got a longer field to work with. I'd like to see Somerset come out, hit one big strike play, shorten the field, then be able to set up some of that offense for a run and see if they can get something going.
Brenner checks in late off the sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock. Calls the play, and jumpers break the huddle. Single receiver to the right. Nope, now man in the slot. You got 2 each way. The back is Hughes. And he will take the handoff, find a hole, get across the 20, 25, and out near the sticks.
That's going to help the average.
Yep.
Going to get right at the stick. Are they going to give him the first down?
They're going to give it to him. It is, as Jonathan Absher would say,
first down, jumpers.
Thank you.
Can't do it any better than that.
1st and 10 from 27.
he called and asked if I wanted to come do that gig last week, and I couldn't because I had work. It's a little intimidating putting in footsteps.
It's hard to do that, isn't it?
Those dulcet tones.
Single receiver to the left, tight end and 2 wideouts right. Bruner to Harris again, big hole again, 30, 35, 40, and is run out of bounds on the far sideline in the vicinity of the 44-yard line. So a gain of 17 and another Somerset first down.
That sure helped the average pretty quick.
40-yard line to the
Going into those last 2 rushes, he was a -3. Now he's at 23 yards on 6 carries, so that really helps the net average.
Yes, sir.
Somerset has found a little bit of a weakness up front. Something that they can do is just that little misdirection to one side.
The offensive line coach on the sideline made some adjustments. You think?
I do think. Sometimes.
Again, the tight end moves from left to right. And Bruner fakes it, sets up, fires over the middle, got a receiver, made the catch inside the 40, inside the 35, and that is Samala. And he will get to the 30-yard line, brought down by the safety Barker, and it will be a 27-yard completion to the 29.
So far, Somerset's having all kinds of success throwing on this Breathitt County defense. Breathitt content to play in that zone defense and leave middles wide open.
Right.
I'm sure they're probably going to try to get Breathitt to get out of that zone defense and try to get something more established on the ground.
So Samala's made a living over the middle. And off to Hughes behind on the left side of the line, 25, and spins down to the 23-yard line.
Hughes on the carry.
Gain of 6 before he is hit and dropped by the other safety. That's Adam Spencer.
I sure do appreciate you doing the math for me. That makes my life so much easier. I'm over here trying to count on my fingers. And
it's almost something I was born with.
I think somebody told me you were an accountant at one time.
Starting
to kind of show.
Yeah. Not really math is my thing. Not numbers is my thing, not necessarily math. Hand off to Hughes, makes a cut, and nice down to the 21 for a gain of 2.
Hughes the ball carrier.
That little stutter step is doing wonders for Chris Hughes right now. He's having one defender commit and trying to break free on the second one that's trying to get to the tackle. And been pretty fortunate so far that he's been able to make those plays, but that one got stifled for a short gain.
Sawyer Hall from the defensive front made the stop. They put the ball at the is there a hanky down?
Yeah, I guess so. But
There
now they're
is.
marching it off against Somerset, but I don't know what to call it.
Personal foul against Somerset. It will be 3rd down, so it was after the play.
So I get credit for the run, but
correct.
Get the 15-yard variety.
Yes.
And it's not a replay it down, so it'll be 3rd down again, correct?
Yes. No, he ran it for 6.
Right.
Ran it for another 2. The penalty was after the play, so it's 3rd and 15.
Oof.
3rd and 16 from where they're at. Samala comes in motion, left to right. And they fake to Hughes. Bruner steps back, fires over the middle.
Ooh, that was close.
That was almost picked off. Trying to go to the tight end. Lawson over the middle, and it's going to bring 4th down and long, but you're in no man's land. You're looking at a 52 or 3-yard field goal.
Yeah, might as well go for it,
So
right?
I think that's what's going on, is they are going to leave the offense on the field. 2:20 to go here in the quarter.
No,
7-0. Yeah, Bruner's heading back out.
Kind of giving them the ball at the same where you kicked it off to them on their opening drive.
Yeah, if you don't make it, you're not losing a lot.
Right.
If you punch, probably going to hit the end zone anyway, so you're only going to gain 15 yards.
Or do you try to do one of those rugby-style punts right here if you're number 16?
It could happen. And we get
trying to get some motion, get them to jump off sides.
a delay of game. Somerset will take a 5-yard penalty on the play. And you may see the punting unit at this point.
Hoping to get 5 yards the easy way going the other way, but it did not happen.
And you may not, because they're still leaving the offense out there. From here on 4th and forever, I would be tempted to punt it.
That's what I'm thinking.
But that's what Coach Clevenger gets paid for.
I've seen Josh Bruner take the snap and do a short kick, and probably what I'm guessing is getting ready to happen, because they got nobody back here to cover it anyway.
Right. Receivers everywhere. Bruner's going to throw it. Sets, fires it long down the sideline. He's got a receiver. Can't get there.
Just
over the outstretched hands of Isaiah Lewis. They had a man open, had a chance, just couldn't connect.
Everything that I think they're going to do, they don't.
Yeah, that's welcome to my world. That reminded me a whole lot of Brock Vandergriff and Barry and Brown a week ago, but that's just me.
Yeah. Mighty fine play call that one was.
Yes. All right. Breathitt County with the ball at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10. They will have Gibson and Thomas in the backfield on either side of Mike Holland with an even 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Somerset 7-0. Only Breathitt's second drive. Holland takes it, hands off to Thomas, dances to the outside, gets to the corner, and is going to step out of bounds at the 45-yard line thereabouts. Run out of bounds by Hughes, but they will give him 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6.
And he ran a long way for 4 yards, did he not?
He did, yes.
Gain about 4 yards. 2nd down.
2 receivers to the right.
Oh, to be young again. I used to be able to run like that. Now I can run 2 yards straight and be out of breath.
I don't know that I could get 2 yards. Combs is wide left. Twin setbacks either side of Holland. He takes it straight back to throw. Fires over on the sideline. Got a receiver. Makes the catch at midfield.
Oh,
shakes loose and runs out of bounds.
Really bad tackling there. You had somebody at the catch.
Right.
Still got to wrap up and make the play.
John Holland with the catch. Mike Holland with the pass. They pick up on the play to the 44-yard line, so a gain of 11. 1st and 10 Bobcats.
First down of the night for Breathitt County. Took a little while to get there.
It did.
So defensively, you like what you're seeing. Statistically, now you just got to get them to hold.
44-yard line. Holland in the gun. That changes, I'll let you know. Steps straight back. He's going to fire one long down the field, and the closest man to it was the Somerset defender.
They're going to call that, incatchable. So the little push that number 2, Isaiah Lewis, got there at the end, had that been a catchable ball, that could have been a penalty. I don't think they would have called it, but.
That was John Holland again, and they tried the same play Somerset tried to end their drive. A long one down the left sideline. 2nd down and 10. 2 receivers left. Combs to the right. In a staggered I formation, they pitch it to Thomas. Nice cut, 40. Bounces to the outside, 35, and run out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Somerset wanted a hold. They're not going to get it.
No, they're not going to get it. One of the things that they're doing, and I like the tenacity of number 11, Austin Lawless, but that's his lane to contain. And they're sending him on just about every play, and it's leaving that lane wide open if he gets a block.
Yeah, somebody's going to fill that spot. All right, gain of 14, 1st and 10, Breathitt from the 30. Look the way the fullback lines up right behind the line of scrimmage, so he's not going to get the ball. He's a blocker, glorified blocker at this point. Holland takes it, rolls right. Gets some pressure, and he will throw it out of bounds. Had a receiver in the vicinity, not that close. Just got rid of it. It will be 2nd down and 10.
That's the kind of coverage sack that you kind of look for. Somebody that sees an opening. Like you said, you had one person that was an upright, glorified backer. They knew that offensive play was out, and they sent him, and that's what you want to see. Just
right. Absolutely.
You can over-pursue plays and give up yardages, which Somerset just did on this last play, or the play before this last one, I'm sorry.
It will be 2nd down and 10. Under a minute and a half in the quarter. Something smells really good.
Oh, man. It's that funnel cake.
Oh, man. 2 receivers.
Singing these fat kid blues over here, smelling that.
I'm with you. All right, handoff to Gibson. Straight up the gut. Gets across the 30 to the 26-yard line for a gain of 4. 3rd and 6.
Jacob Bartley there on the stop, able to shed his upright blocker and be able to wrap them long arms around him, take him down to the ground. Gain of about 4 yards, but does bring up 3rd down.
4 down territory?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Unless you give up a big sack right here, and even then I'd say you probably still go for it.
Right. If you give up any yardage, or Breathitt, if you lose any yardage, you're in no man's land. Same way Somerset was.
Oh,
they switch and go back to the 2 backs, and somebody moved.
Well, I think I don't know what they're going to call here because nobody was set.
Offsides against the defense, okay.
You're going to call offsides against the defense, but the offense was not set. So,
Somebody got in the neutral zone. 3rd and 1. That will change the situation.
That whole shift just confused everybody up front.
3rd down and 1.
That's why they do that.
But if the defense is not set, can you call that? Is that?
Well, you can.
Well, they did, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody at home's calling me a moron, and that's true. But
it is what it is. All right, 4th and a yard. Hand off to Gibson, going to the right side. He will get the 1st down and lunge inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
The reason I asked that question is that if the offense is not set and the defense is substituting, they're going to be offsides.
Right.
So
Reynolds was in there to make the hit, but not before Breathitt County picks up a 1st down.
Stop for Somerset.
At some point, I'm going to have to untie this cord from this chair.
Yeah, I've done that myself.
Into the first quarter, as it winds down, Breathitt County will not get another play off. At the end of 1 quarter, Somerset 7, Breathitt County nothing on LakeCumberlandSports.com.
Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you.
Here to come in 175-100, here to come in 175-2. I ain't 200 down, got it, here to come in a quarter.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And you need dedicated and committed people pulling together. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
Welcome back to the Briar Patch. In the 1 quarter, Somerset on top of Breathitt County 7-0. Quickly back to action as the Bobcats 1st and 10 at the Somerset 15. Pitch to Thomas, tries to get outside, and that didn't work a whole lot. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and several jumpers there. The first one was Wallace. This is Toyota of Somerset High School football, presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers and Realtors.
One of the things that I was going to mention before we went to the break was I haven't seen a whole lot of hats flying to the football. We had a lot of individual plays being made, and that was nice to see a gang group of people out there making the play.
Wallace was the first guy there, but he was not by his lonesome.
No. Played contain on that one, just set up to play, didn't over-pursue.
Gibson in the backfield with Holland. Takes it, comes down the line on the option. Holland will pitch it late. Gibson at the 15. Nice tackle at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, it was a tackle made by number 6.
Samala.
Samala?
Samala steps in to make the tackle as he got him to the ankles and dropped him. He hadn't made the tackle. You're looking at 5, 6, 8 yards on that play, but now it is 3rd down and 9.
And like you said a little bit ago, this definitely is 4-down territory now.
Oh, absolutely.
Even my non-coach self would go for it. I'm not even a really good, coach on these video games, much less anything else.
I can't do the video games. I'm 2 generations past that. All right, Holland takes it, hands off to Gibson, runs straight up the gut, and will be hit and dropped in the vicinity of the 11.
Going to be a gain of about 3.5, maybe 4 yards.
Yeah. Gulak there on the hit. It'll bring up 4th down and 6. I like the way he put that. Gulak and company. That is correct. Gulak was the first guy there, and he had help. That's 2 plays in a row. The defense has gone in bunches, or 2 out of 3.
About 3 yards.
If I'm telling anything to the defense right now, they're probably going to be thinking run just so they can extend it, but I'm thinking they're going to set up for a little bit of a play action here. Oh.
Holland with a long look. Oof. They may try to draw him offside.
It almost worked.
Mm-hmm. They're going to take it. Yep, they're going to take the timeout. I thought they would. 9:52 to go. In the first half, it is 7-0 Somerset on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. This is a Ron Shaw Realtor. Timeout.
The name to know when you and your friends or your family are buying, selling real estate is Ron Shaw with Weicker Realtors, Ford Brothers. Ron has been a long-standing history, or has a long-standing history of community service, and is a proud supporter of youth sports in the Lake Cumberland area. Ron truly cares for others and works hard for all his clients, no matter the size or value of the property they're selling. You can contact Ron Shaw at 606-271-0774 or email him at ronshaw45@gmail.com. That's Ron Shaw at Wacker Realtors, Ford Brothers. On the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, we have 9 minutes, 52 seconds to go until halftime. Somerset leading 7-0, but Breathitt County with a fourth down conversion pending here to try to keep this drive alive. Score still 7-0.
This is a big moment in this football game.
It is.
Not the end-all, be-all, but this will go a long way toward deciding right now who's got momentum with 9:52 to go in the half. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Gibson is up in blocker position. Holland takes a low snap, rolls left, and he will be hit and dropped back outside the 20-yard line.
That's number 4, Grayson Gulak.
Lawless and Gulak got back there, nailed him, and a big loss on the play will give Somerset the football outside the 20-yard line.
Had great coverage downfield. There was nowhere really to throw. Quarterback just took a few steps back, looked up. Grayson Gulak was already in pursuit. Just nowhere to go because as soon as he tried to turn one direction, you had another defender coming in. Took the sack. Turnover on downs.
The low snap threw the rhythm off a little bit.
Right.
But more than anything else is the 2 linebackers from Somerset got there in a hurry.
Somerset will begin their drive.
All right. From the pistol with Hughes behind him, 2 receivers to the left with a tight end, 1 to the right. Hand off to Hughes. He is hitting the backfield, checks loose from one guy, spins out to the 22-yard line before he is hit. And
Barnett with a stop.
Dropped by Barnett.
Looks like they're not going to give him any gain.
No, they're not. Started at the 22, right back at the 22, second down and 10. Pretty good penetration from Breathitt County when they got to the corner.
It really was. Probably a good thing the initial defender that was there to try to drag him down from the get-go let go, because it probably would have been called for a horse collar because it looked like he was getting ready to grab him on the back of the jersey.
Yep. All right, now you got receivers, single receivers each way, and 2 tight ends. Hand off to Hughes, makes a cut, makes one man miss, gets that across the 25 to the 29, maybe the 30, before he is spun down by Sperry.
It's going to be a gain of about 8 yards.
Yes. Marked at 30, maybe 9.
Gain of about 9 yards.
It is third and a yard.
Ooh.
Third and short.
Somerset checking to the sideline. Make sure they got the play they want to run. 3rd and short. Hand off to Hughes. Straight up the gut. Breaks loose. 35. Breaks loose again. 40. Run out of bounds and thrown down.
That should draw a flag.
It didn't. The tackle made by Alex Strong throwing Hughes out of bounds. They will mark it at the 40, so a gain of 9. He did throw him down about 3 yards out of bounds. Wasn't anything malicious about it, but he went a little longer than he should have.
That's true. Maybe a good no call. I'm a bit of a homer.
And maybe not. And maybe not, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're a jumper fan, that's definitely a penalty. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Anybody? Oh. The snap through Bruner's hands. He will go back and fall on it inside the 25. They will mark it at the 24-yard line. They will lose 16. And it will be second down and long.
So who do they
second
count?
and 26.
How do they count the 16? Does
That's
it go
against the
Bruner?
quarterback. Yep, sure does.
That snap never had a chance. It was right at his feet. That's a freshman center making a freshman mistake.
May not be fair, but that's the way it is. So from the 24, second, 26. 3 receivers, right? 1 to the left.
He'll afford to have another one of those.
You cannot. Bruner takes, rolls right. Sets up, gets pressured, and down he goes.
He waited too long to get rid of that one. That's just going to be another negative play on number 16.
Alex Strong made the hit. They will end up losing another 9 on the play. Well, he came back in rhythm, was set to throw, and anybody throw it to him.
Yeah, but probably should have just chucked it to the closest person and not lost the extra 9, but here we are.
Yeah, of course, you're sitting up here saying,
I can say that.
He's down there going, help me.
Help me. That is a fact.
But
I get the privilege of watching it on the screen.
I know what you're saying. 3rd and 35. Bruner rolls right.
Ooh.
And an incomplete pass will bring up fourth down as they throw it away, and Somerset will be forced to punt for the first time. 6:52 to go in the half. It's still 7-0 Somerset.
Still got to connect on this snap, too. There's a little bit more of that pressure.
Yes.
It's hard, for a long snapper. You're already in territory. You don't want to give anything up. Miss snap ends up equals 2 points. You don't want to do that here.
Is that Carroll in punt formation?
I believe so.
Right. Punt formation. 2 receivers deep for Breathitt County. Line of scrimmage is the 15-yard line. Good snap. Put the toe to it, and it will bounce and take a Somerset bounce inside Breathitt territory and roll dead at the 36-yard line, a 49-yard punt and overturn.
Well, that's one way to really help the defense out on that one.
There was a wreck about the 40-yard line.
That's what I said, wow, because it looked like he got a block in the back, no call.
Yeah,
he got up to try to go get back to the play and got held, but
other than that,
hey, other than that, still 49-yard punt. Let's celebrate that.
All right. Breathitt County takes over again at their own 37-yard line, decent field position. 2 receivers each direction. And they hand off to Gibson, straight up the gut, breaks through, gets across midfield, or the 40-yard line, and is hit and dropped at the 44. Gain of 7 on the play, second down and 3.
Tackle made by number 17, Chris Hughes, from the safety position. Not one that was inching up, but just somebody that had to be there to make the play because...
Yeah, he was into the secondary.
Quick.
Yep. Holland fakes, rolls left, sets, fires over the middle, and what a great catch by Sperry.
That's a great catch.
Yes, sir.
It was good defense by number 2, Isaiah Lewis. Had hands on the ball. You had to be able to reel that one in. That's just a great play.
Austin Sperry, after a gain of 10, he came back from an injury last week.
Makes a difference.
Or 2 weeks ago. And he's a weapon. Holland takes it, stands straight up, fires over the middle, picked off. It is zipped off by Koger. He's at midfield.
You just got to lower shoulder. Got to lower
40, 30.
No!
Shakes loose, goes to the house. Touchdown, jumper.
One of the things, now he's not going to get this because he's not a lineman.
Yeah.
He is a linebacker.
Wow.
But last week, when Jacob Barley came up with the same thing, they call it a pick six, but up front people, they call it a thick six, and that's what I wanted them to call it so bad. But good on that young man for making that play.
5:43 to go in the half. Somerset on the board. Koger with the pick 6. Give him that's 63 on the return.
Oh, yeah.
And Rubel on for the PAT. Got a hold of Bruner. That'll wake the crowd up. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 5:43 to go in the half. 14-0 on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Jumpers on top of Breathitt County.
Rick Barker and Godby Realty and Auction, names you know, names you can trust. Real estate and auction services for farm, commercial, residential, and personal. Godby Realty and Auction has 49 years experience in the real estate and auction business, and we're ready to put that to work for you. Go online at godbyrealty.com for more information. Again, on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, we have 5 minutes, 43 seconds left to go till halftime. Jumpers now lead 14-0.
That'll change the complexion just a tad.
Yeah. That'll get the defense fired up for this drive, too. So sometimes that momentum carries, and that's what you want right here. You're going to have to test the defense to come up to get another stop. Your Jazz, you've got a tendency to maybe overplay some plays, but if you hold them here, because Breathitt County gets the ball back to start the second half.
Right. This is an Entrust Healthcare kickoff as we get ready to get this one off. And Somerset up 14-0 after the pick 6.
Ethan Rubel set the kickoff for the Briar Jumpers.
Ethan Rubel got the ball in the 40. The first kick was extremely short. We'll see where they go with this one. He moves on it. And again, it's a short kick. right through the line of scrimmage and is taken by one of the up men again for no return. That's Wyatt Spencer with the football. And again, Breathitt County has good field position at their own
41-yard line.
but they've not been able to get a lot done.
Yeah.
We'll begin their drive. First
Let's see how fired up that defense is now.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Single receiver to the left is Sperry. You get Holland to the right side. And that funky backfield, they get it to Thomas, and he can't get loose.
For a real short gain on that one.
Lawless.
Tripped up by number 11.
Ed Lawless.
Cleaned up by, looks like, number 51 also.
He's going to lose 2 on the play. They're actually going to mark him back to 39, second down and 12.
Loss of 2 yards on the play.
Good penetration.
Yeah, can't complain about that.
Breathitt County, same formation, single receiver left, 2 right. Back on either side of Holland in the gun. Straight back to throw. He's going to tuck it. Angle off to the right side, trying to get somebody to go. And he will sit and fire it down the sideline.
Oh, it's intercepted.
It was, I think, out of bounds.
Oh.
Fastball's incomplete.
Oh, I wanted his feet to be in. Replay.
Samaro is over there as Holland didn't quite get enough on it to get it out of bounds.
I also think that the quarterback went past the line of scrimmage, but
he might have. And I think
that's what Clevenger's down there saying.
Yes, I think your head coach is having that discussion right this minute, and he's going to get no response.
No,
which is pretty much what I expected. All right, it is third down, isn't it? Lost a couple and threw an incomplete pass. They've got 2 on the stick over there. It's third.
They're
and
backing
12.
them up.
Okay, let's see what we're going to get. Intentional grounding.
Really?
So it's back at the 34-yard line. It will be second down.
Is that what that would be?
I think it is.
The penalty if you go if you go across the line of scrimmage.
I think that's exactly what you got.
Okay.
I think that was the penalty was by the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
I don't know if I guess that is intentional grounding. It is tonight. Holland with a single setback. 2 receivers each way. Third down and long. Loss of down on the play. Looking at the sideline for a play call. Play clock's at 5. There you go. And straight back is Holland. Getting pressure. Steps away from one man. Steps up. Dumps it off short. And the guy got nailed.
Yeah, number 11, Austin Lawless stayed with his man and just drilled him. That tackle.
Trying to see who caught the football. That was Gibson.
Yeah.
And he got a loss of 4 on the play.
He's going to have to go over and talk to his quarterback. And he's going to owe him some lunch money on that one because he's going to feel that.
Yeah, don't do that anymore. All right, 4th down and long. And punt formation for the Bobcats. Hughes is deep at the Somerset 30, just outside there.
He's respecting the leg on this one.
Kick is away. Hughes will drift over, take it at the 30-yard line, try to get to the outside at the 35, runs out of bounds to 36. Nice punt away from the receiver Hughes by Braxton Terry, the punter, but Hughes still able to pick it up and get 6 yards out of it. All right, Robert, you've got 4 minutes right here. Time is no issue. The score here, and you don't have nails in the coffin, but you got the coffin. If they can score here.
If they can score here, I would be content even just to take a 3 as long as you can milk the clock and not put the ball back in Breathitt County's hands.
Right. Single setback is Hughes. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Take it, hand, fake to Hughes. Brenner keeps it, 40, 45. Midfield down to the 45-yard line in Breathitt County territory. Stepping up to make the tackle was the safety Spencer, but well downfield as the jumpers pick up 19 on the play. 1st and 10.
I bet on the fake. I was watching the play.
Yeah, that was a nice one. He stepped outside the tackle box and just zipped up field, and he was well into the secondary before.
Somerset needs to exploit that right now. You got eight men in the box.
Yes. Single receiver each way. They hand it to Hughes. He will break through at the 40, 35, 30-yard line. Breaks another tackle inside the 25 to near the 20 before Sperry finally brings him down. But that is
gain right about 25
yards. Gain of, he was at the 40.
Inside the Bobcat
45 to the 20.
To make it
at the Bobcat 20.
Yes,
first down.
That is correct.
Jumpers.
First down, Somerset at the 20-yard line, right at the edge of the Rick Barker red zone.
Got a little bit of a jump on that far side, but they are not getting past the line of scrimmage. It's pretty well coached up
hand
front.
Off to Hughes again, makes one man miss in the middle, and picks up about 4 to the 16-yard line. Nice cut. Nice jump cut at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 6.
Content to run the clock.
Oh, absolutely.
About 3 yards.
They heard me.
2nd down.
They're over listening to the broadcast. They thought, man, Robert, he's a smart guy.
He said kill the clock. That's what we're going to do.
Coming up here in halftime.
Yeah, I bet that's exactly what they were thinking.
I have dealt with some of these coaches in the past.
Yeah.
Even when I'm standing in front of them, they don't listen.
Okay, well, that's fair.
Single receivers each way. Man in motion. Quick pitch to Samala. Actually a pass play, but he will lose yardage back to the 22. That is a loss of 7.
Yeah.
So it'll bring up 3rd and long. Clock will wind down to 2 minutes. So little shuffle pass, the man in motion coming across. You throw it like that, if he drops it, it's an incomplete pass. So
I'm going to run the clock as far down as I possibly can. I'm going to try to set it up in the middle. The young Carroll kid has got plenty of leg. So anything really outside of 40 yards, I mean, he's pretty good. So I want to line it up as straight as I possibly can here.
See what we get. Timeout. We've got a Ron Shaw Realty timeout taken by Somerset with 1:43 to go in the half.
Make your next event unforgettable with Sassy Spoon Catering. We specialize in crafting fresh, great-tasting food that will delight your guests. From elegant wedding receptions to dynamic corporate events, intimate parties and casual picnics, and productive business luncheons, Sassy Spoon Catering has the perfect menu to evaluate your occasion. Let us handle the food so you can focus on the fun. Call Sassy Spoon Catering today and taste the difference. We have 1 minute, 43 seconds to go till halftime. Brings up a 3rd down and about 12 yards when we come back from this timeout. Somerset threatening to put more points on the board. All right, play coach, what are you going to do? Are you going to listen to me or are you just going to try to?
I'm probably
Well, they call a timeout, so the ball will start.
I'm probably going to go back to the pass, the little slant over the middle that they had some success with middle of the first quarter. I might send Hughes to one of the corners and see if he can spring it, but I might look for Samala or Lewis over the middle on a slant.
Okay. Well, he is lined up at receiver, so you may be on to something.
43 to play here. Number 2.
Gulak's in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And straight back is the receiver, throws over the middle to Hughes, and he trips and falls at the 11-yard line.
He's going to come just a little bit short of the first down, so he's going to bring up 4th. And
12-yard line.
A gain of 11 will bring up 4th and about a yard. And the clock stopped at 1:34.
Brings up 4th down.
Did he go out of bounds? Did he step out of bounds? Must have.
I didn't see it, but the clock stopped. So Somerset making some changes. They marked it back at the 12, 4th and 2 for Somerset right here.
I think I probably would have took the points, but okay.
Single receiver each way. Hand off to Harris, hitting the backfield, lunges forward, ball's out, and picked up by the Bobcats.
Get him in the end zone. Get him in the end zone.
Trying to get out, trying to get out. He didn't. Let's see what the call is.
Safety. No. He ran into the end zone, and he was making forward progress. You ran backwards, and you ran forward. You were making a football play. That's a safety.
They're going to have a discussion.
It's a
touchback. They're going to give it to him at the 20. I agree with what you're saying. The football move and what have you.
Right. You were making a football play. If you'd have took the ball and took a knee.
At one time in high school football, it was dead. In certain plays, it's dead in the end zone. But I'm like you. He was making a move. I don't agree with the call. But the Bobcats, nonetheless.
He did run backwards. He did try to advance the ball, so.
He never got out of the end zone to do it.
Disagree with that.
Of
course I'm going to.
I'm with you.
They're out there discussing it right now.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
I don't think they're going to overturn it, but they are discussing it. But that's
1st and 10. Bobcats at the 20. They have dodged a bullet. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Twin setbacks. Straight back is Holland. Now rolls left. Sits, fires it over the middle. He's got a wide open receiver at the 30. Makes a move and is thrown down. Right there. Wallace in to make the tackle.
That'd be enough for a first down. We ran a long way to get one play. You're down. As soon as the ball is set, the clock's going to run.
On John Holland, he got right at 10. Clock is running.
Clock should be running. There you
110. 2 receivers each way. Single setback. Holland takes it. Rolls left. Sits, fires toward the sideline. Got a receiver. That's John Holland. He is immediately knocked out of bounds, but not before he picks up a gain of 9. Second down.
Knocked him out of bounds. The clock should stop, right?
Lewis on the stop.
Lewis on the hit.
They're still calling for the clock to run.
2nd and 1.
They got the play clock going with the game clock.
Yeah, game clock.
It shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
Or it's not anyway. 56 seconds to go. Holland takes it straight back. Tries to do the quarterback up the middle on the.
That's going to be a face mask if you're not careful. Went down a little awkward.
He got hit and dropped for a yard loss. As he tried the little quarterback draw, he got hit and dropped by Bartley. And Breathitt County will take a timeout after a loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd and 2, 47 seconds to go. You've got some timeouts left.
You've got some timeouts.
A Ron Shaw Realty timeout we're taking right now, by the way.
Somerset's got 3 of them. If you stop them here and you call the timeout and try to get the ball back, try to make one play.
I'm interested right here to see if Breathitt County will try to get the first down and call another timeout, or if they'll go for something deep right here. Depends on how much confidence you've got in your quarterback. The one thing I've noticed about Mr. Holland is when he has rolled out tonight, it's to the offside. He's going left every time and then throwing it back across his body, which is really tough to do. But I don't remember him rolling right but once.
One time. Yeah, I can't recall it either.
He rolled out over here once and got an intentional grounding goal. But he does not stay in the pocket much when they get ready to throw it. All right. 3rd and 2. Excuse me. And Holland takes it on the handoff to Gibson. He will get the first down right across the 40.
One thing's for sure is Austin Lawless is out there putting some hits on people.
Lawless hit on the stop.
And 36 seconds on the clock.
The 40. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Bobcats.
Breathitt lost about 3 or 4 seconds on the clock stoppage. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right.
I don't suspect they're going to pass anything. They don't want to stop the clock. Well,
Holland, and we'll get a whistle.
Says me. I don't think they're going to pass. Drops back to pass. Like, I'll just hush.
False start.
I got to quit thinking out loud.
That's what we're paid for.
Right. Solid point.
We may be overpaid, but we're. All right, it'll be 1st and 15 with 25 seconds to go. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
I appreciate it.
And they throw it off to the sideline to John Holland, and he is it. Inbounds, and down he goes. Wallace again on the stop. And we've got a clock stoppage with 14 seconds.
Somerset took the timeout?
Breathitt County took the timeout.
Oh, so they had one left. We want to say thank you to turning into another broadcast by Lake Cumberland Sports. We bring you live coverage of all your local teams with over 100 broadcasts a year. Visit Lake Cumberland Sports to see the broadcast, LakeCumberlandSports.com to see the full broadcast schedule and sort by your favorite team. Plus, follow us on Facebook and YouTube for the latest updates and highlights. Lake Cumberland Sports, your home for high school sports. 14 seconds left to go till halftime. Both teams on the sidelines talking about the next play. When we come back to action, it'll be second down and about 7 yards. Nope, 16 yards. I forgot that there was a little bit of a loss on the play.
Yep.
So
you've got 14 seconds. I'm really surprised in the long distance situation they were in, they took the timeout, but they did.
I'm a little surprised too. I think Somerset would probably be content to let the clock run out. And I think Breathitt County definitely would, because they get the ball back to start the next half anyway.
Buffalo Wings and Rings video game of the week tonight. Next week, across the hill, Lasky and North Laurel.
36-yard line.
2 receivers each direction. Holland takes it straight back to throws. Got plenty of time. Rolling right. Now he doesn't have plenty of time. Shakes loose, sits, fires it over the middle, overthrows, incomplete. 3 seconds to go in the half.
Pass incomplete. Brings up third down.
That was entertaining.
Try to get you guys some scores from across the town here in just a moment. Try to put everybody on a text message schedule here and give me some updates.
This is Toyota of Somerset High School Football on LakeCumberlandSports.com, presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers Realtors. One final play, unless you get a defensive penalty, of course. Play clock is running, and Breathitt County not in a big hurry. 3 seconds to go. There's the snap. Handoff to Gibson. Straight up the gut. Gains 3. Half's over. We have played 2 quarters from the Briar Patch. At halftime, Somerset 14 and Breathitt County nothing on LakeCumberlandSports.com.
Everybody qualifies for a traditional mortgage. That's why the secondary market exists. It's there for down payment assistance, low down, no down payments, closing cost assistance, grant programs. Typically, there's no local point of contact for a secondary market loan. We're changing that whole process. That way, there's someone here to guide you through from application to clear to close and everything in between.
Best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any 2 plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
We are at halftime. Your score, Somerset 14, Breathitt County 0 on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Bring you some quick halftime stats. As of right now, from a rushing standpoint, we have 4 rushes by number 16, Josh Bruner, for a negative 9 yards. Of course, he took 16 and a negative on 1 bad snap, which kind of skews that number. 14 rushes by number 17, Chris Hughes, right now as he sits for 79 yards. He had 1 turnover right at the end zone, which is pretty costly because it set up Somerset for some points, but defense able to rise and keep Breathitt County out of the end zone. As of right now, number 16, Josh Bruner, 6 completions for the night, 3 of them to number 6, Corbin Samala, for a total of 3 catches for 57 yards. And then number 17, Chris Hughes, 3 catches for 38 yards. Somerset right now, 3 penalties for 25 yards. And we also have the 1 big play by number 52, which is your linebacker, Zach Koger, for an interception for 63 all-purpose yards for a return to the house. Brings your score right now
Filled with fond memories of your high school years
14-0
and a
Breathitt
sense of
County.
pride in your alma
We want to
mater.
say a big thank
As we
you to
continue
Don
to
Franklin
strive for
Somerset family
excellence
of
in
dealerships
all
Kentucky
areas
for
of
being the
competition.
official photography sponsor of
This
Lake
evening's
Cumberland
events will
Sports.
conclude a week of
At Don
activities
Franklin, they work
at
daily to
Somerset High
provide
School.
their customers with the
At
best
the
possible
conclusion
experience.
of tonight's
You can
halftime
visit any one of their 5 Somerset
winners
locations or go on
will be
Facebook
announced.
at
We
Don
would now
Franklin
like to
Somerset
welcome
family of
Somerset High
dealerships
School
where they
band
treat you
under the
like
direction
family.
of Miss Megan
We have
Lennox
about 16
and
minutes to
Mr.
go. It'll probably
John
be a little bit of an
Dennis.
extended halftime as we
We'd like to now
enjoy
proceed
the
with the
festivities
crowning
for
of this
homecoming.
year's
If
homecoming
you are a
queen.
Somerset fan, you will know that
These
last
9
week
young ladies
was
have
actually
been
scheduled to be
chosen
homecoming
by the senior
for against
class
Lincoln
as
County.
candidates
But of course, weather
2024
permitting, that just
homecoming
did not
queen.
happen.
They will be introduced
The
in alphabetical
administration did the right thing
Our
by
first
pushing
candidate
this
is Ava Dick,
up 1 week
daughter of Matt and Misty
and doing this
Phillips
during the Breathitt
and
County
Zach
game.
and
If you
Tori
came
Dick.
into the parking lot tonight,
Ava is the
we had
FCCLA chapter
some really great
president
floats
and a regional
that were part of the
FCCLA
tradition
officer.
here at Somerset where
She
they
is
do
also
the
a member
homecoming
of
parade.
JECA.
That parade happened at about 3:30 this afternoon. They concluded back here in the parking lot, and of course parked the floats out here for everybody to pay attention to. There will be a vote to determine which class had the best float for the evening as we get towards the end of this presentation for homecoming. So we talked about the stats, talked about a little bit about the game, I talked about the big play, the pick six by number 52, Zach Koger. Can't really be too disappointed in the offensive or defensive presence in this game. I still think Breathitt County probably holds a little bit of the physicality edge up front, especially on the trenches. But number 11, Austin Lawless, is making a real claim to change some of that because he has absolutely worn some people out. Hello, Nick Hibbard.
Evening. All right. The deeper the game got, the better Somerset's running game got. So I think they made an adjustment after that first drive, and offensively they did a better job. I think if Breathitt County cannot establish a passing game in the third quarter, they're in trouble.
They are, I think so too, and I think that's probably the adjustment that they're talking about over on the sidelines right now, or where maybe they're down in the East Middle locker room hashing it out. A lot of times I say that I was looking towards the end zone. I don't see them down there huddled up right now. But that's probably the adjustment. If you're Somerset, the adjustment that you're making is probably one, you want to continue to establish that defensive presence, especially in the secondary. Your line up front has to be a bigger factor.
Right.
That was the one thing that was a huge factor last week. Jacob Bartley put on a heck of a performance, and you also got a lot of skill and size up front. And you got to be able to use that to your advantage.
Absolutely.
If you're Chris Hughes, like I said, we have 14 carries for a total of 79 yards. And he did have that one turnover as he was getting ready to cross over the 5-yard line, heading towards the end zone, which we could debate whether or not that was a safety or not. And people at home, I'll let you kind of debate that as well if you want. I say yes. Officials, of course, they don't agree with me.
I watch so much college and very little bit of pro anymore. But between that and high school, I know at one point, and it's when the ball gets to the end zone, it's dead.
Okay.
I've seen him return an interception out. I didn't think you could do that for years, but you can. But I don't know if anything else is dead or not.
Yeah, I don't know either. So while we're having a little bit of downtime and we're watching the homecoming court come out here, I'll get you the name of the homecoming winner as soon as this is over. We wanted to talk a little bit because you got my curiosity on the way you feel about the RPI system, which was something that they brought into effect a few years ago. I can't say that I'm crazy about if you're going to use the RPI, this is my big complaint, chief complaint all the way around. If you're going to use the RPI to determine seeding in the postseason, you're going to determine RPI who's get home field advantage once you get into the third round. Why are they not using the RPI from week 1 to week 15? Why does it?
I don't know. They stop it at the end of the regular season. It's the number that you start with. There's a couple of things that I find wrong with it. One is it's not really a transparent system.
No.
Okay, you don't know what's going on. The other part of that is if you play and lose, like Somerset, if they play and lose to a 6A team, it's better than playing a 2A team and winning.
Which is weird.
Which is, I understand the concept and the difference between the classes, but I don't fully agree with the way they do things.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. I don't know a better system.
Our next candidate is Asia Rout.
The things that I feel is when it comes to high school football, I'm probably alone on an island with. I used to get a lot of people tell me that I'm only saying that because at one time Lexington Christian was in the same division as Somerset.
Right.
I fully believe, whether or not anybody else does, that a lot of these Christian Catholic schools have a little bit of an advantage.
Sure they do.
And I feel like they should be in a division by themselves. In a lot of states they are. But they're playing within the rules that the KHSA allows, so I guess you really can't say much about it.
It's not going to change anytime soon.
Warren Thompson.
And I understand and not wanting to put a Trinity in the same district as
she is also a member of the National
Lexington
Honor
Christian.
Society.
I understand the difference.
Right.
But the private schools and the public schools play by two sets of rules, two different sets of rules as well.
One set across the board if it's going to be allowed. I get on that soapbox, I'll be on it all night. Nobody wants to hear that at home.
But you do away with the RPI, you draw up a bracket with the 32 teams in the playoffs, and you play. If you win, you advance, you know who you're going to play, and you go from there. You don't need the RPI. Now, what they're doing gives, I'll be honest with you, it gives certain historically good programs home games. That's what it does.
Mia is a member of the National Honor Society.
You can like the KHSAA, you can not like the KHSAA. They are after the dollar.
National Social Studies
Period in the sentence.
Right.
That's the bottom line. The rest of it is irrelevant. Who wins, who loses, they want the money out of it.
One of the things that I wish, if I really got to vote on anything,
is undecided about
what I can't stand more than anything is I want to go participate and watch the state championship games.
Right.
And I don't want to pay $15 per game to watch. I want to pay one price and get in.
Right.
I think when you shoo people out of the stands, you're missing out on an opportunity for crowds for these kids to play in.
We would now like to
might as well
welcome
play the game 3 games back to back to back.
Sure.
One price to get in and let everybody come enjoy football for the day.
I agree, but they're not going
to. Currently attending Franklin College.
All right, if you are Somerset, you're up 14-0. Breathitt County's got the ball to start the third quarter. You come out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the defensive
this is the Somerset High School homecoming court for 2024.
3-4 minutes is going to set the tone of the football game.
Yeah,
I'm a big believer in, and Al Michaels,
this year's homecoming has been
Al McGuire, when he was doing college basketball, used to say that the most important part of a basketball game was the first
4 minutes
after intermission. And in a game like this, I'm not sure football's not the same way. The first series each way, I think it's critical.
Yeah, the first series each way is very, very critical. Somerset's going to have to, again, in a game where you're only up 2 scores.
Right.
Giving momentum to Breathitt County could be detrimental to what your offense wants to do and what your defense wants to do. So if you come out, you hold a stop, you're Somerset, you do that, you come down and put points on the board, you're really putting Breathitt County in a position to where they have to play some more hurry-up football. They have to try to air it out a little more, which makes it, makes your whole team one-dimensional, and you don't really want to do that.
You talked about, or we talked about, that last drive that Somerset had in the second quarter, being able to put Breathitt County really behind the 8 ball by going up 3 scores. The Bobcats were able to wriggle out of that with the turnover, and they're still within shouting distance. But they've got to get something done offensively, and to be honest with you, they really haven't. Their offense has really not threatened a whole lot.
Yeah, so
the sophomores showcase the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
I got 4 different things going on at one time. Repeat what you just said. I had a thought. I had a voice, and then I had another voice.
I said Breathitt County is still within striking distance.
Yes.
But they haven't really
The senior class
to speak of, and they got to get that done.
That's the closest they came. They drove the ball down to about the 14, 15-yard line. Which is the closest they've got, and gave up a big sack to set up Somerset for another drive.
It has been.
If you're Somerset, the defense, you got to like what you see outside of what we talked about, the physicality up front, right? Like your front three versus their front. They're just getting kind of manhandled, pushed around.
Right.
Now that's not there's a little bit of a talent difference, but there's also a major size difference. If you look at the front of Breathitt County, I'm going to assume easily those guys are 60, 70 pounds on the people that are up front, so it's easier to get pushed around a little bit if you're those guys. But that's where the battle's got to be won. Jacob Bartley has been such a presence this season, and they need that. They need Cam Alsop to be a little tougher up front. They need Zach Carter to be a little more of a presence up front, and to really shake up that offense and draw that line and close up gaps where the running play has been successful for Breathitt County.
If you're a bigger guy, as I will know, you get kind of tired.
Oh man, I'm tired watching the game.
Later in the game. And the other part of that is with depth.
Right.
I'm not, Breathitt County, when you throw Sperry on offense and defense, both of these played quite a bit.
Yeah.
They've got 6-7 guys that play both ways.
Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Were you called? Of course, I went to school at Pulaski, so I'm not trying to apples and oranges, but in the 5A football game, you probably didn't have as many kids going both ways due to sheer numbers, right?
Correct.
But you did have those kids that played both sides of the football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had to, because your best athletes are the ones that are really going to have to get out there and make plays and make the opportunity for wins. You also got to develop players. We get in that argument. Both teams are smallish 2A schools that are probably having to fight that same battle. So it's a more of a quote-unquote, when you said this is the first time that they've played 2A competition, so it's a little more quote-unquote even.
Yes.
But where it makes the big difference is when you face the big 2A schools that dress a lot of kids, like a Beechwood,
yes,
a Owensboro Catholic, a Mayfield, where they 2A size in school, but dress 60, 70 players, and that's where that depth really comes into play.
I have seen coaches throughout the years with two different philosophies.
Okay.
One coach will platoon. Now, you may see a guy play both ways a little bit.
Right.
But they'll platoon. I've seen other coaches that say, I want my best 11 players on the field at any given time.
Right.
Okay, no matter who they are. It's two different philosophies. My philosophy is maybe not at 2A because of the number of bodies, but when you get up 4, 5, 6A, you want to platoon your linemen. The 5 on 100%. Offense and the 3 or 4 on defense, because those guys in 4 quarters will get worn out.
Yeah, they get beat up because they're hammering each other every single play, and that's what you're seeing right now up front with Breathitt County, where they've got a size advantage, a weight advantage. I don't know that they have a class advantage, right? Because your 3 down linemen for Somerset are all juniors. I'd have to look and compare, but regardless, I mean that's where the difference for Breathitt County is. But it's advantage Somerset everywhere else on the field.
Well,
right now.
And if you are, again, if you're a big guy, you're going to get tired.
Yes, sir.
By the fourth quarter, and it's not. It's probably nice outside.
Oh yeah.
But it's humid as heck in here.
Yes, it is.
But this weather can wear you down as much as you beat and bang and lay on somebody for 4 quarters, and then you're in the heat.
Right.
You're going to get worn down, and I think that's going to be a bigger advantage in the fourth quarter for Somerset than it will be for Breathitt County early.
And that's why I think your point is exact. If you're Somerset's defense, you've got to come out here and not let Breathitt County score right off the bat. We want to remind everybody to stay tuned to Buffalo Wings and Rings Video Game of the Week on Lake Cumberland Sports. We want to thank everybody that's tuned in tonight for tonight's game against Somerset and Breathitt County. Our next video broadcast will be North Laurel at PC next week. Wings and Rings, wings created your way, always fresh and never frozen burgers. Dr. Jesse Pace and Dr. Patrick Jenkins of Lake Cumberland Orthopedic, sports medicine for athletes of all levels, from the weekend warrior to the professional. At Lake Cumberland Orthopedics, our goal is to get each patient back to the highest level of physical activity possible. We are proud to support local athletics by serving as team physicians for Lindsey Wilson College, Southwestern, Somerset, Pulaski, Wayne County High School, and other athletes throughout the Lake Cumberland region. That's Lake Cumberland Orthopedics. We are now at about 2 minutes to go until they give you the 3-minute complimentary grace period.
They'll still put the extra 3 on, yeah.
And then now Breathitt County is starting to walk out, and Somerset's coming out too to get to the warm-ups. And kickers have been out on the field for a hot minute, and right now Somerset's dance team is out here taking the field. And when we take a break here in a minute, before we get into that 3-minute grace period, I will get the name of the winner of the homecoming for everybody.
We'll pass that along to you. We talked about the quick start in the district. According to, again, that RPI thing, you can take it or leave it. These are the 2 best teams in the district. Okay, you get the leg up, you're here. Leslie County, it will be interesting to see exactly how good they are when you get to that point. And I've seen Danville in the last couple of years, not this year. And I know people that have seen them this year, and this is as down a Danville team as I have ever seen.
Well, their best overall talent transferred out, went to Mercer County.
Right.
And that poor young man, he suffered a season-ending injury, and he, from all accounts, ACL, MCL, and we hope that young man a speedy recovery, because, you don't want any kids' high school career cut short due to injury. But Danville, the talent level is there, but the problem I think that Danville has is, if I'm guessing, if I'm Clay Clevenger, Clay's probably going to get a phone call in the offseason. He's a Danville alum, former coach. Way I understand it, the superintendent that's there now, or principal one, is a buddy.
The regime has changed.
The regime has changed, and they're going to want to try to put a winning product back out on the field. I don't think that he would take it, but you never know. I mean, it's his home state. But regardless of that, whoever takes that job's got a tall task, because Boyle County is a mile and a half down the road, and they're a state championship factory right now.
They are going to probably take a 2-year losing streak into the postseason. Danville very easily.
Oh, yeah.
They could do that. And if you do, then if you start to make changes, it's not going to happen overnight.
No.
And I think Coach Clevenger has got what he likes here.
I think so too.
And, there are always variables behind the scenes that you don't know.
Right.
But I think he's comfortable where he's at right now. We're getting ready for the start of the second half. This is LakeCumberlandSports.com, and Somerset is on top of Breathitt County at this point, 14-0.
Here at Citizens National Bank, we still take pride in treating each and every customer like we would want to be treated. Our employees are here to help you navigate the confusing lending process and determine which type of home loan best suits you. Schedule an appointment today. We have highly qualified loan officers ready to serve you.
Out here in the real world, we've spent too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more, in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
Best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any 2 plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
We want to welcome everybody back to the Buffalo Wings and Rings video game of the week tonight. Again, Somerset leads 14-0, getting ready to start the second half. Life's challenges can sometimes feel overwhelming. Life's a tough game with no timeouts. For 25 years, Intrust Healthcare has been a trusted teammate offering individual, family, and couples counseling as well as case management services, all tailored to your unique needs. Our caring and experienced counselors will help you develop skills and strategies to tackle your life challenges head on. Intrust offers convenient in-home, in-office telehealth, or in-school counseling sessions so you can get the support you need whenever you need it. Call Intrust today to learn more. Visit their website at intrust-healthcare.com. At Intrust Counseling, your mental health matters. I want to remind everybody that I did get a little bit of an update. Whitney King is your homecoming queen tonight, and the seniors did win the float, which I think they've won 3 out of 4 years that this senior class has done.
They're supposed to, aren't they?
Well, they're supposed to, but my son's senior class, I don't think ever got anywhere near it. I always get tickled when I see pictures of people doing the floats. The freshman class always has this giant group of parents out helping.
Been there, done that.
The next year, the sophomore class, a little less parents, a little less participation. Junior class, man, they're lucky to get a float out on the field. And then they come together again as seniors to get it all done. It's a never-ending battle.
That's true, I'm sure.
The Rex Restaurant in Nancy, Kentucky, the finest farm-to-table, made-from-scratch food right here in Pulaski County. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. The Rex, where we feed you good and treat you right. We are getting ready to start the third quarter, and with your play-by-play, here's Paul Wright.
Last time I was out there, I think I had the meatloaf.
That's the last time I was out there, meatloaf was the pick. I have a buddy of mine. He's my boss at work. I don't know if he's listening at home right now. If he is, I love you. If he's not listening, I'm just kidding. He went out there and ate the catfish, loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
Never had too many people tell me that the food that they get at the Rex has been nothing short of great.
There you go. Holland and Thomas are deep for the kick from Ethan Rubel. But it will be a pooch kick taken by an up man at the 41. Angles to the middle of the field and is going to scoot out near the 45-yard line.
That's the danger of that pooch kick. You can kick it to the 40-yard line and have somebody break free quick.
Jason Tolson was a man with a football. They're going to give him, I think, right at the 45, and that's where Breathitt County will start the third quarter.
As well as the defense has played, I figured they would try to go out there and pin them pretty deep. But
yeah. I watched Rubel, I watched Ethan warm up, and he was putting it, down to about the 10. I'd try it. But that's why I'm up here. All right. Mike Holland takes it, hands off to Thomas, shakes loose from the first man. He's going to spin for about a 3-yard gain before he is hit and dropped by Wallace again. A couple of the jumpers in there as well. They're going to give him 4. And it's going to be 2nd and 6, and I'll be honest with you, they marked it at the 49. He never got to the 49.
I don't think so either. Number 17, Chris Hughes, came in crashing down on maybe what could have been like either he read the play well or they sent him as a safety blitz.
Right.
But he was the first man there. I think he was looking for all ball on that one.
Yeah. All right. Breathitt County.
Now that's the shift that got him off sides last time. I'm glad they held.
2 receivers left. They hand off to Thomas again, going left behind those blocks, and he is hog-tied and spun down by Hughes right at the line of scrimmage, and that had to hurt, didn't it?
Good pursuit by number 17, Chris Hughes, to see the play develop. Stayed with it.
You can win the rodeo with that tackle.
Yes, you can.
Hog-tied him and dropped him, and it's 3rd and 6. Make it 7.
In walks another great Madison Rubel. Coming in here is the only female kicker to ever score points at Somerset.
There you go.
All smiles. She's happy to be here.
Aren't we all? All right, Holland's still looking at the sideline getting a play call.
I'd be happier if somebody brought me some of that funnel cake. I still smell it.
I know. The receivers each way, 1 left, 2 right. Holland straight back, sits, fires it to the right sideline. He's got John Holland, shakes loose at the 45-40 into Somerset territory. They will mark it at 38. First down, Breathitt County.
I think somebody got a little bit of a hand on the ball. The ball came out a little squirrely.
Yep. Gulak over there to make the play.
He's out of bounds at the branch over 38-yard line.
A little bit of help from Samala.
Sometimes that tip ball will freeze the defense and cause a little bit of a confusion to be able to close lanes for some extra yardage. Could be the point. I'd like to see that again, please.
The Holland to Holland connection. First down, Bobcats to 38. Mike Holland checks the play. They run a shift. And they take it, hand off to Thomas, again going left, finds a hole, gets across the 35 to about the 34 before he's ridden down. Then squirts out and picks up another yard or two.
Number 17, Chris Hughes, right there with it.
He got down to the 32. Sorry.
I just
down to the 32-yard line.
Not going to say anything important, I promise.
Gain of 6 on the play. I thought they had him stopped about the 34, 35. He squirted out for another couple of yards. Single receivers, one left, one right with a man in the slot. Holland rolls right, quarterback keeper, no. That has been tried a couple of times, and you're going to get a personal foul.
Yeah, you're going to get a roughing.
Yeah, Somerset rode him all the way to the ground. The whistles were blowing for a while, and after the play, you're going to get a 15-yarder on Somerset, I think. He was brought down at the 42-yard line. They've tried that quarterback draw a couple of times, and that ain't working. You can throw it out for tonight.
Hey,
but let's see what the penalty does.
White hat's pointing at somebody. Got to be careful. You're out there jawing with the referees. You're going to lose that one every time, I promise. Or you're going to get another one tacked on top of it. Face mask.
Okay. The ball's at the 38 is where it was spotted.
5-yard variety?
They gave him a 6-yard loss. That's where they blew the whistle. He ended up back outside the 40. But they're going to mark yardage.
Now they're marking it.
Yeah, now they're marking the penalty. And the penalty should be down to the 23-yard line. If it is, we're looking at first down. So Breathitt County, 1st and 10, the Somerset 23. 9:41 to go, clock now moving. In the third, 14-0 Jumpers. Holland takes it, stands up, throws off to the side. He's got a receiver inside the 20. Down to about the 17-yard line. That's the tight end, Combs. We'll see who they spotted. Was it Sperry? I thought it was Combs.
Number 8.
I apologize.
Sperry. Number 2, Isaiah Lewis there on the tackle.
Thank you. Put it at the 17, gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
You know, I've watched this game for most of it, and I'm watching out the window and forget that I've got a screen down here that would make my life easier.
I've not looked at it since the game started.
Man,
I've got the binoculars on the field, so I can't help you. The other Holland comes in the backfield. He takes the handoff, cuts to the left side, 15, and down to the 13, maybe the 12, before he's ridden out of bounds on the far side. Several jumpers in the vicinity. I saw Koger.
Yeah, number 40, John Reynolds.
Isaiah Lewis was over there.
Going to be enough for a first down.
Yeah, they will mark it at the 12.
That's where that 15-yard penalty is really hurting you right now. We talked about not letting Breathitt County come down here and get points on the board, and they're marching down the field. Got to learn to kick that ball outside of that pooch.
The 12, they hand off to Thomas trying to get outside, and he's not going to do it. He has wrestled down about the 14-yard line. And the man that got him was Samala. I hear people in the booth asking for a horse collar, and I will be honest with you, they probably should have got it.
It looked like I was all back of jersey, but I don't know if it's all top jersey, pad, not sure which one it's supposed to be. I'm not.
They marked it at 15. There was a flag thrown, but he picked it up. So it's 2nd down and 12. Interesting. I saw the white hat pick his flag up. So they had a little discussion and decided that really wasn't what happened. There was one guy standing within a yard of it, so he saw it. So the horse collar means nothing.
Yeah, well.
2nd down.
Getting ready to get a timeout on the field, I do believe.
A Ron Shaw Realtor timeout. Taken by Breathitt County.
CV Hansford of Weikert Realtors Ford Brothers, a person you can trust when you're looking to sell your farm or commercial property. CV's experience as a successful realtor, business person, and farmer is invaluable when it comes to knowing how to get the most for your property, all while helping you get through the seamless and enjoyable transaction. For more information, give CV a call at 606-219-3274. That's CV Hansford at Weikert Realtors Ford Brothers. We are at the 8-minute mark in the third quarter. We have a timeout on the field. Breathitt County coming up with a second and about 12 yards. Somerset still leads on the Reynold D. Turpin CPA scoreboard,
Somerset
14-0.
football would like to give a special shout out to
It
this
is
season's
2nd
corporate
and 12.
sponsors,
If you're
Alton
Breathitt County,
Blakely
doesn't this have to be
dealerships,
4 down territory?
Yeah, it would be 4 down territory.
I mean, you still got a quarter and a half, but you've really not made much headway on the
Midland
offensive end.
Farms and Circle K.
Somerset came out really, really well on the pass offense early in the first quarter, but kind of went stagnant after that. Went back to the went right to the running offense. Of course, have that costly turnover, but here we are.
The difference in the ball game right now is a pick 6.
Yeah, 100%.
I know Somerset had a touchdown before that, but that's really the margin. Out of the Wildcat, they give it to Gibson. He knifes inside the 15, gets down to the 10. Gain of 5 will bring up 3rd down and 7. And that leads me to believe it's going to be run the ball 3 times till I get a first down.
I don't think they're going to.
3rd down.
They have that shift up front where they do like this unbalanced one side.
Yeah.
And what I haven't seen them do is go to that unbalanced to try to get everybody to go to one side of the ball and do misdirection and go to the weak side. They haven't done that as of yet. I keep waiting for it.
All right, Holland back at quarterback, but he hands off to Gibson again. He cuts inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 5. Somerset gang tackles him in the middle of that line.
Somerset's got to be careful not to get fobbed the easy way. You're having a conversation with the guys up front. Don't jump.
I thought they'd thrown a flag, and there's a kid on the far sideline throwing a football on the track.
Yeah, I've seen that go back and forth all night long.
It doesn't take long. It doesn't take much to confuse me.
No.
All right, 4th down. Holland has got a new back in the backfield. That's Barnett. Thomas is coming back there with him. Single receiver left, 2 to the right. 4th and 5 from the 8. Straight back. Somerset coming with pressure. Holland rolls away from it, fires to the end zone. Got a receiver. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Bobcats.
There's a flag on the field.
You're going to get the touchdown by Terry, but there is a flag.
Going to be a hold
that's
or an eligible man downfield. Which one are we going to get?
It's where the flag's at the 10. I'm going to say holding because it's not downfield, but it could be either way.
Yeah, okay,
Breathitt County's backing up.
Yeah, they're 10-yard variety. Negate that touchdown. Puts Breathitt County back in a passing situation.
Yeah, 4th and 15 from the 18. And Holland again, rolled out this time to the right, which he hadn't done very much, and he was able to buy enough time to get Terry wide open. But there was a reason.
Back at the 19-yard line.
4th down. Same formation. Twins in the backfield. Holland takes it straight back to throw, steps up, throws it over the middle, got a receiver, tipped and picked. Heading down his shoes at the 20. He is at the 30.
One man to beat.
He breaks back at the midfield.
Carry him.
He is caught and dropped at the 45 by Thomas, but another INT for the Jumpers gives them football back.
Returns the ball back across the midfield to the Bobcat 45
right at the goal line, be able to return that about 50 yards, puts Somerset back in business. Kind of takes the winds out of the sails of what Breathitt County was trying to do right there.
Absolutely. How big was that holding penalty?
Oh, massive.
Absolutely. Right at halfway through the 3rd quarter. It is 14-0 Somerset. 2 red zone opportunities for Breathitt County by the wayside. Paul Wright, Robert Reed from the patch. Somerset, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. The back is Hughes. Now the tight end moves from one side to the other, from left to right. And Bruner fakes it, throws it over the middle, got a receiver, Samala at the 30, shakes loose to the 25, 20, back to the middle of the field, splits defenders, and scores.
Touchdown, Jumpers!
Wow.
Samala with a nice catch over the middle. And then he split defenders after he shook loose and goes 45 yards for the score.
Touchdown completion.
Wow. That's a big-time pass play right
That'll
there.
do it. 5:59 to go, 3rd quarter. Corbin Samala the second touchdown pass of the night for Brenner. And Rubel with the PAT is up and good. And with 5:59 to go in the third quarter, Somerset up 21-0.
A big thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships Kentucky for being the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. At Don Franklin, they work daily to provide their customers with the best possible experience. You can visit any one of their 5 Somerset locations or go on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships where they treat you like family. We have 5 minutes, 59 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Somerset with a bigger lead now on the Randall D. Turpin CPS scoreboard. Your score, 21-0. And while I'm at it, score from across town, well, not a crosstown team anyway, because both the other teams were traveling.
True.
At half, it was tied up, Pulaski County and Madison Central 14-14, and I'm efforting trying to get a score from Southwestern.
That's interesting, that 14-14 thing. Madison Central, if you look at the competition and what they've done, that's a pretty good football team.
Right.
That's one thing you can say about these teams right now. They don't really shy away from competition.
No.
Nobody in town.
Coach Hans put together that Murderers Row schedule, and Pulaski County has answered the call and played very well.
Again, it's Thomas and John Holland deep, but the ball hadn't gone deep all night and won't this time. Taking mine up man at the 38, and he will get to the 45, 50, spins to the outside 45 down the sideline and is going to be run out of bounds at the, where you at, ref?
I don't know. I haven't seen an official mark. Oh, look at the 35.
35-yard line. So a nice return.
Kick.
That was the same guy with the last one.
The ball
35-yard line where the Bobcats
That's
take over first and 10.
Jason Tolson again that returned that one 25 yards in Breathitt County in Somerset territory again at the 35-yard line. 2 receivers each direction. Single back. Holland takes it, fakes it, fires quick to John Holland at 35. Goes down the sideline and is thrown out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Run out over there.
Score going at about halftime right now. Southwestern leads at Harlan County 7-6.
The Mounts.
That's a beautiful stadium they got
At
over there.
halftime?
Yes, almost halftime.
Yeah, but you can't get there from here.
No, you have to take a boat and a plane and a train.
It's a long way.
Yeah, man.
Nice field over there, but it's out by itself. It is in the middle of nowhere. Holland straight back to throw, getting pressure, steps up, fires down the sideline through the hands of his receiver down about the 20-yard line. Just a bit too tall over there for Austin Barker, and it will bring up second down and
probably good.
Barker, the
third down.
Third down.
Probably
Third
good
down
that one sailed over the hands because
Yeah.
there was nobody over there for Somerset.
Third down.
3rd and 6.
Corbin Samala had to make a play on the ball. He probably would have been there for some contact, but the play would have developed had that pass connected. We back in four down territory again.
Yep.
Now you're down 21-0.
3rd and 6. Went to a ball game and a sock hop broke out. I don't know what's. 3rd and Holland rolls right. Looks, fired to the sideline. It was short. Short hopped his receiver. He tried to go to John Holland.
Sock hop. Playing Metallica and we got a sock hop.
I knew that was going to show my age.
Fourth down.
Knew that was going to show my age, but it had to be said.
You got the side eye as soon as you said it.
4th and 6 for Breathitt
County. Oh man!
Never heard Metallica to sock off. Is that what you're saying?
No. I mean that's not been the not been the go-to.
Oh goodness!
Master of Puppets at a square dance probably don't work.
All right, 2 receivers each way for Holland. Takes it straight back, getting pressure. Never saw him off the backside, and down he goes. Lawless again. Hit Holland, who came in from the blind side. Never saw him. Dropped him at the 40.
Quarterback's feeling that one. He took a shot. He blind side. He had his back turned and just took a wallop.
Never saw him.
He's going to feel that one. That's his 3rd sack of the night.
If you are the tackle on that side, you have to learn to say, look out.
Oh, man, do you not?
You got your quarterback tattooed.
Yeah, he did.
Jumpers, ball marked at the 39
Jumpers take it over at the 39-yard line. 5:18 to go in the third. It is 21-0 Jumpers.
Somerset, if I'm Somerset, I'm taking another shot downfield and trying to put this game away.
Why not? Hand off to Hughes, straight up the gut, gets to the 40, shakes loose, 45, dragging people with him to the 48, 49-yard line.
He's going to get 9 yards. I don't think he's going to give him the first down, but it's close.
He's not going to miss it a lot. He may be a foot short.
One more minus a foot. No, they
gave it to him. Right at the 49-yard line.
10-yard gain on the play.
He got through a little bitty hole.
He really did. Really did. I'm a firm believer in one of those people that take shots to an end zone right after a turnover.
I agree.
Or a turnover on downs.
I don't have a problem with it. Single receiver right, Samala to the left. Hand off to Hughes, straight up the gut, moves the pile, still drives and gets close to the sticks again. They're going to give him the 40-yard line. Maybe not. They're going to give him the 49. The guy with the chains is already moving.
Yeah, but I think it's a gain of 11.
Yeah, the official may have told him that. They're going to put it at the 41. And it did. It's about 10 yards. He got 10 yards and a foot.
10 yards. So that's 3 times he's had with the 1 foot. So that should equal a yard. So I'll give it the 1.
There you go.
We're back to even now.
Hand off to Hughes. And he has hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. Give him a yard on this play. Breathitt County has shifted a little bit, Robert. They're going more to a 4-man line.
They are.
In the front. And again, we talked about them wearing down as the night goes on. I think we're beginning to see it.
I think you're beginning to see that. They know Somerset's going to be content on just trying to run the ball and run the clock to get out of here with this win.
Second down.
What I'd like to see Josh Bruner do is be able to check out of one sometime. When he gets 4 people crowd or 8 people in the box crowding like that, I wish he would be able to audible out to something that is a pass play. But
Somerset right now, as the play clock winds down to 5, they're killing clock. Lewis gets in position late, and we're going to get a timeout, I think. Yep, Ron Shaw Realty timeout with 3:16 to go in the third quarter, 21-0. Briar Jumpers.
We want to say thank you for turning in to another broadcast by Lake Cumberland Sports. We bring you live coverage of all your local teams with over 100 broadcasts a year. Visit LakeCumberlandSports.com to see the full broadcast schedule and sort your favorite by your favorite team. Plus, follow us on Facebook and YouTube for the latest updates and highlights. Lake Cumberland Sports, your home for high school sports. We want to say thank you to everybody that's tuned in to tonight's live coverage of your Buffalo Wings and Rings video game of the week. As Paul said, we are down to 3 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Somerset holding on to a lead, 21-0. The second down and 9 when we return to action.
This Somerset team that we've seen tonight, they've had the big interception. They've had the nice touchdown pass to Hughes, but it's been a very workmanlike, get a few yards here, get a few yards there, get the job done.
Right.
And the defense, I think, has played particularly well.
Yeah, I think so too, and that's what you wanted to see. So far, defense has been their strength, even outside of the one game against Gary County where they gave up just a big chunk of points in the first quarter.
Right.
Somerset's defense has played pretty well.
Single receiver each way. Ball at the 40-yard line. Second down and 9. Fake to Hughes, throw it on the slant. Gets Samala down inside the 30 to the 28. He is ridden down immediately over there by John Holland. If they go back to that slant play and get themselves another first down after a gain of a dozen.
That's 102 yards receiving tonight from young Corbin Samala, who's had himself a pretty nice year.
Yes, sir.
Made himself a very valuable receiver for this offense.
Yeah, that's just one more weapon. I'll watch. It's interesting to see how coaches get their plays in.
Right.
Everybody does it different. First and 10 from the 28. And Hughes is going to take the snap in the Wildcat. Bruner is the lead blocker. Cuts it up at the 25 and is running bound about the 24-yard line.
That one's coming back. I couldn't see who had a hold of somebody. I don't know if it's number 50. Is that Bartley? He had the dejected look and turned around and checked out the referee after the flag was thrown.
Mark 10 yards from the 28, it'll be 1st and 20.
If him, it was on the opposite side of the field, which that's what you don't want to see.
1st and 20. The official marking it. Well, right now he's wandering around like Moses in the desert. Okay, finally goes back to the hash mark, puts it down at the 38.
So first down.
So first down, and
he got to the hash mark on the left side, walked toward the middle of the field, and then turned around and went back.
Yeah, first down in the Barnesburg from Dollar General to go.
1st and 20. 2 receivers left. From the pistol, man in motion is Wallace. They hand off to Hughes, and he is going to pick up a couple. They were lucky.
I think the ball came out.
It should have. It did. Breathitt County got it. Bruner spun right. Hughes went left. He turned and handed it to him, and then the ball came out. They never did make the exchange even, and Breathitt County gets the turnover to keep a little life at the 38-yard line. That hurt.
Two turnovers by number 17 tonight. 2 turnovers for the game for Somerset. Kind of negates the 2 that Breathitt County's had. Of course, one of those was for 6 points, which hurts a lot worse than just a fumble.
You can give him half of that one because that was just a miscommunication.
Yeah.
2 receivers each way on first down. Couple step drop, quick throw on the right side.
I think it bounced on the ground.
Sperry is going to make the catch to 44. They're going to say he caught it. Gain of 6.
From my vantage point, it looks like it bounced up back into his hands, but
Oregon just started. I got to get home time for the second half if these guys would move it along.
Looks like they're not heeding to your call here.
No, they don't really care. All right, single receiver left is Sperry, 2 to the right. Holland takes it straight back, gets pressure, throws it over the middle, got a little screen to Gibson. He's going to get to the 48-yard line.
He's going to turn that into a first down.
Yeah, he's going to be right at the stick. Sperry's a little slow getting up, but I think, first down it will be. Somerset was getting there in a hurry. I think that was the screen. I think it was set up that way. But Somerset might have gotten there a little bit before Holland was expecting him.
Yeah, I think so too. Number 11, Austin Lawless, has been in the backfield all night. He's hungry for another sack. 3 in 1 game is pretty impressive, but I think he's making a pretty strong case for defensive player of the game tonight.
Yeah, he's going to have to pay rent in the backfield. Hand off to Gibson. To midfield, 45-40 down to the 38.
You know, and I say that on a bad tackled play, number 11, Austin Lawless, right there to make the stop.
14-yard gain for the Bobcats, and it's another first down. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. 2 receivers each way. Holland I think that's Thomas with him in the backfield. They keep rotating that guy. And he takes it. Nope, it was Gibson. He keeps the ball, throws it to Thomas out in the flat, and he will spin inside the 35 just barely before he's thrown down. I thought it was Reynolds, but it wasn't. It was
number
Bartley.
50, Bartley, yeah.
So it'll give him 3 yards to the 35.
Gain about 4 yards.
Had some conversation, got some laundry on the field, but I'm not sure what this is going to be because it was thrown on the far side of the field. Probably sideline warning.
Yeah, we've had one of those on this side.
Yeah, when it's thrown over here, I'm just wondering if had some coaches or players out there crossing that white line, making it kind of tough. But
call something.
I still don't know. I don't even know if they know. Pink flag is on the field, though. Now we're getting ready to have a conversation.
Here is the thing with flags. If you are the one that threw the flag, know what you called and move on. An eligible receiver downfield.
Yeah. Okay. It took a minute to get that play out, but I'm not sure who it was.
These guys have done a decent job of moving the game along. But it's back at the 44, and they've got to get to 29, so 2nd and 15. We are moving at the speed of smell. Play ball. Hand off to Gibson, straight up the gut, 40, 35, 30, makes a man miss, 25, and ridden down by Lawless.
Yeah.
At the 20-yard line.
Yeah,
so
Lawless is the only person that can make that tackle because everybody else had whiffed.
A 24-yard gain and a first down for Breathitt County, but the clock winds, and we will not get another playoff in the third quarter. It comes to an end after 3. Somerset 21, Breathitt County nothing.
Make your next event unforgettable with Sassy Spoon Catering. We specialize in crafting fresh, great-tasting food that will delight your guests. From elegant wedding receptions to dynamic corporate events, intimate parties, casual picnics, and productive business functions, Sassy Spoon Catering has a perfect menu for you. To elevate your occasion, let us handle the food so you can focus on the fun. Call Sassy Spoon Catering today and taste the difference. We want to remind everybody to stay tuned to the end of tonight's coverage. We will be awarding the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game, United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game, and the Sassy Spoon Lineman of the Game. I think one of those is going to be pretty easy to figure out, maybe 2. Coming up with the lineman, I have some ideas, but
I've been working on it.
We'll make that conversation as we take a TV timeout here in a little bit.
When we get the big bucks.
Yeah.
And if we don't know the answer, we'll ask somebody.
Speaking of sock hops, sounds like the band's jumped in on some Metallica too. Breathitt County is threatening to put some points on the board.
To quote Mike Kerr,
Somerset probably not overly worried about some points right here in the fourth quarter of this late, up 3 scores, but if you are Somerset and you do give up a score here, it's imperative to milk a ton of clock off and not make this game too interesting for Breathitt County.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 20. Holland takes it and hands to John Holland, who tries to go inside, bounce it back outside, gets inside the 20. They will mark it at the 17, gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. To quote Mike Kerr, bands at high school football games are what Muammar Gaddafi is to world peace. Unnecessary. Just my opinion.
Turnover again of some sort, fumble, interception, whatever. Start this
And again,
we just letting this game go and go and go.
Well, we're down to 9 seconds on the play clock.
There's some confusion over here on Breathitt County side. We better call a timeout.
They just get it off, get it to Gibson. He goes straight up the middle and gets 2 before a host of jumpers get there. Bartley, Carter, and others. They will put the ball at the...
I think that play was a little bit broken because they didn't know which direction they really wanted to run it.
No, that was... They just barely got it off if they did. It's 3rd and 7. They mark it at the 16.
3rd down.
On the option, Holland down the line, takes it, pitches it late to Thomas, cuts up at the 15, gets to the 10, down to the 6. He is going to pick up a first down on a nice run of 11 as Holland kept it as long as he could.
He really did. They string out that option play very, very well. They've used that 2 or 3 times for a lot of success.
I might be tempted to use it more than they have.
Yeah, I would be too. I mean, it's been super productive for him. It looks like they might be coming. Well,
nope. Thomas is heading out. You could even put the fullback in there and run the true option and give it to Gibson every now and then. What do we know?
Trust me, there's not much I know.
First and goal from the 6. Holland pumps,
was
heads
in
to
the
the
air
corner,
for anybody
and it
except
is incomplete.
That was through the hands of Chris Hughes.
Yep.
Number 17 was right there on the spot. Just couldn't bring it in. I don't
They
know
had-
if he'd have caught it if it had been inbounds or not, but it'd been close.
I don't think so, but Somerset had a much better chance at it than Breathitt County did. It's second down and goal. Okay, it was 14-0 the last time Breathitt County got close to the Somerset goal line. They have to have points this time.
Yeah, Breathitt County's been in the red zone 3 times and not put no points on the board.
Right, they've got to this trip. Holland takes it, hands off to Gibson, straight up the gut. He got a yard.
Gibson, the ball carrier.
There's number 50, Jacob Bartley, right there on the spot.
Yeah, Bartley's in there again.
Bartley on the stop. Third down.
Third and goal.
Third and goal. Got about 6 yards to pay dirt. Can Somerset's defense hold strong right here?
On the previous occasions, the answer was yes.
Being a good time for another one of those Breathitt County timely penalties right here.
I don't see Thomas in the game. A little bit surprised. Holland takes it straight back, looks left, tucks it, throws it into the end zone, flags down, and incomplete pass.
Pass incomplete.
Hughes was in there on, is that Sperry? I think the intended receiver. Let's see what the flag is.
Man, the only thing I know that they would call right there would be a pass interference, but I don't know that that would be a good call.
They might have held him before then. That's the call. Defensive holding. Nice job of Holland to step up right behind the line of scrimmage and just flip it. Somerset had obviously held him half the distance.
Still third down.
And it's third and goal. Yeah, it had to be either holding or pass interference, and they got him before he got there. Body goes off late. Thomas is back in the game. He stepped back
Now
to the
remember,
backfield.
we talk about going to the offside of that.
Yep. Here goes Thomas, knifing toward the goal line. He got there
Ball's
and
out,
in.
ball's out.
Yep. Official on this side is already he's already signaling touchdown. So Breathitt County with 9:32 to go in the game finally gets in the end zone.
Took a little while.
Took them most of the night.
Yeah, it did.
They're going to line up.
Terry on the trial point after.
And it will be Terry.
Spencer to hold.
I think who has done the punting will come in to try the PAT. Snap is down. Kick is up, and it is good. 9:32 to go in the fourth. Somerset now on top, 21-7. I'll bring your pencil.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick Barker and Godby Realty and Auction, names you know, names you can trust. Real estate and auction services for the farm, commercial, residential, and personal. Godby Realty and Auction has 49 years in the real estate and auction business, and we're ready to put that to work for you. Go online at godbyrealty.com for more information. That is Rick Barker and Godby Realty and Auction. 9 minutes, 32 seconds left to go in regulation. Somerset holding on to lead 21-7. Just got to get this field. Got to field this ball. Breathitt County has been really eager to just pooch kick the ball. They really haven't kicked it deep outside of on punt.
Right.
But if you're Somerset, you got to get hands on the ball. And right now, you got to make a drive that kills some time.
Neither team has kicked it deep tonight.
No, and
I don't know if that may be as much lack of confidence in your kick coverage as anything else.
That's quite possible. And that kind of reared its head on the last go-around. Somerset with the pooch kick that was returned for about 25 yards. You know, that's puts all the pressure on your defense.
Yeah, the disadvantage you get is you give the other team the ball at the 35, 40-yard line.
Right.
Worst they can do every trip.
Right.
Not a fan.
And that's kind of a advantage Somerset because they have a punter that can flip the field.
Right. Here's the kick. This is an onside kick, and I don't know if it went 10 yards.
It did not.
Before it goes out of bounds.
They'll get the ball where the ball went out of bounds. That's going to give them pretty good field position right at about the 45, 46-yard line.
Yep, so we're going to mark it.
I said that, but now he's pointing down at like the 49.
Nope, now he's moving up.
45.
Pick a spot. Any spot.
Any spot. Now, Somerset's got great field position.
Yes, sir. 45-yard line. This is Toyota of Somerset High School football.
Got to get some time off of that clock.
Presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers Realtors on WakeCumberlandSports.com. Paul Wright, Robert Reed, 9:32 to go in the game. And it is 21-7 Jumpers.
Walmart at the Bobcat 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Briar Jumpers.
Buffalo Wings and Rings video game of the week. Jumpers up 2 scores on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Bruner takes it, fakes to Hughes, keeps it, and breaks the tackle, gets to about the 43 before Sperry drops it. So a gain of 2, but with the defense keying on Hughes, a nice play call, just enough defense to keep Bruner from getting a decent gain out of it. 2nd and 8.
Somerset's going to be content to run this clock as much as they possibly can, but it's going to be imperative to get at least a 1st down or 2. You want to get this, if you're going to give it back to him, you want to give it back to him under 5 on the clock.
I agree. Single receiver left, 2 right. And hand off to Hughes straight up the gut, 40. 35 to the outside at the 30.
Or you can score.
25-20.
That's
he
gone.
will go to the house. 40. 3 yards for Chris Hughes. Wow.
Well, I said you wanted to run some time off the clock. Did not happen, but you got the points.
Yeah, at this point, it's going to take something really weird for Breathitt County to get back to this football game. Rubel will step on for the PAT. They already got 3 of those tonight. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. 8:40 to go in the game. Randall D. Turpin scoreboard says Somerset 28, Breathitt County 8.
We want to be sure to remind everybody to watch the Rings and Rings video game of the week on Lake Cumberland Sports. Again, we thank you all for tuning in tonight's coverage. Our next video broadcast will be North Laurel at Pulaski County. That will be next Friday at 7:30. Wings and Rings, wings created your way, always fresh and never frozen burgers. And while we're getting ready to set up for the kickoff, I'll go ahead and text everybody and try to get some score updates. Right now, the score at Madison Central will be 21-21. So it's a pretty tight ball game over there.
I'm surprised. Well, now, Southwestern had a tough row at South Warren tonight, because that is a pretty good 5A football team. All right, Ethan Rubel will put the ball on the tee, and Somerset will kick off. Now, if you are Breathitt County, you have been able to move the ball pretty well on the ground with Thomas and Gibson. But unless you can break a couple, you don't have time for a whole lot of that.
No, you don't. This is where right now I'm just pinning the ball as deep as I possibly can. No more of that pooch punt. There you go.
There you go. And it will be taken at the 17.
Now you got to trust.
20, 25, 30, 40, and down to the 42-yard line.
And they still get the ball about where they've been pooch kicking it to. So maybe that's what it is.
I think that's the deal.
Need some help on the special teams.
Winston Boyd on the stop of John Holland, and Breathitt County gets to the 42. I think it's coverage as much as it is.
Where the Bobcats will begin their drive, 1st and 10.
If you can get a high school kicker that can put the ball in the end zone,
right,
you have a weapon.
Yes, you do.
And I've seen a couple. Single receiver left, two to the right. That staggered eye thing. Now they back up into their regular, what they call Tennessee set. Straight back is Holland. Fires it long down the middle. Got a receiver back there, and he will go to the house.
Well, you couldn't have passed that one any better because it was right in the hands. There was one person to beat, and he beat him. That's getting behind the defense and making a play.
Austin Sperry, 58 yards. That took 19 seconds. Wow.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play, heck of a throw. Kudos where kudos are due on that one. It was a defensive letdown on Somerset's part, but
yeah, that was a good throw though.
Yes, it was.
Terry to try the point.
Terry to try the PAT.
Spencer to hold.
So, don't hang up the phone just yet. We get a whistle.
There got to be some movement. If it was if it was offsides on the defense, they would let that one play, but got to be some movement up front.
Yeah, the whistle came first. So
what? It was offsides on the defense.
Offsides is the call against the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they're getting ready to go out here and try to put two.
I don't. Okay. I take back what I said.
Oh, I guess you're going to, they're in kicking formation,
Yeah,
so I guess you're going to try it again. Why would you?
I don't know.
Why would you not decline, or was it?
Well, it was blown dead.
Oh.
It is. So Terry puts it through, cuts the margin to 28-14. They blew it dead, so the play did not count.
Okay, that makes more sense.
But I'm like you. I might go for two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you half the distance.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes from the 3 to the 1.5.
Yep.
I mean, 2 doesn't make a big difference, but it could in the long run. Got a little bit of quiet on the Somerset crowd. They sure didn't like that play.
No, that was a nice play from Breathitt County, and I don't know. I haven't done enough research to know what's in the opposite district.
I really don't know who is in the opposite district to go
to these two teams right here.
I'm not sure,
but I mean, the final in this game, how these teams played the last few minutes.
I send one person back deep. You got all these people with hands up front. Send one deep. There you go. Put one back just in case.
He's not even going
still is a live ball.
Yep. There could be ramifications out of this game.
The onside kick is
coming.
Yeah,
he's going to onside kick it again. The other guy kicks it. Somerset kicks the ball and falls down at the 49. I think it's Samala. Samala, playing shortstop, got down on one knee and caught that one, and Somerset takes over midfield.
Channeling his inner Derek Jeter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good play.
Yeah, at this point, you don't want anything but the ball. They put it right at midfield.
Ball mark at midfield.
Well, I hate to sound like a broken record here, but
kill some clock.
Kill some clock. I said that last time, and broke for a 45-yard touchdown, but kill some clock.
So 1st and 10.
All right. Two receivers to the right. Hand off to Hughes, straight up the gut. Dances into the hole, 45-40, 35-30, loose again, 25, and finally runs out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. So 27 yards for Chris Hughes. And a first down jumpers. Are you
maybe it's working.
me?
Maybe it's working in the opposite way. Let me just say it again. Kill some clock, and then see if that turns into another touchdown. I'll take it. Don't get me wrong, but
you think that defensive line has gotten tired in the second half?
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're all down on their knees and they're holding their sides. They're gassed.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, and it has proven to be true. And off to Hughes. Through the hole. 25, 20, 15. Breaks the tackle down to the 11 and a first down. Gain of a dozen.
Tolson with the stop.
Yeah, the defense is putting up token resistance at this point.
I mean, I know that snap didn't really matter as far as the clock is concerned because he ran out of bounds.
Right.
I don't see him snapping until it's under about 5 seconds left to go on the clock here.
Well, it's at 13 now, and they're just breaking huddle. So I think Coach Clevenger's played this game before.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single receiver left, to the right. And off to Hughes, going on the right side, and he is hit, but drags defenders with him across the 11 to the 7, gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Chris Hughes has had himself
he has
pretty nice afternoon.
He's trying to get some sort of award.
He's down inside the 10 to the 7-yard
190 yards rushing tonight.
That's a lot.
22 carries.
He's walking over here like right now, like somebody else carried away.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm kind of beat up. We still going to have to play some defense. Like, let me take a break. Let me breathe a little.
He's over here getting the play call.
Oh, they're going to call a timeout. Got to because they got everybody.
They're killing clock. There is a Ron Shaw Realtor timeout with 6:44 to go, and the Randall D. Jefferson scoreboard says 28-14 Jumpers.
Well, 2 minutes ago on the clock, we were like, barring a miracle. Then we got a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, Breathitt County scored 2 touchdowns in 1 minute and 11 seconds.
That's pretty impressive.
Of course, Somerset scored one in the middle. So.
Yeah, and probably getting ready to tack on another, barring a turnover.
6:44 to go, 2nd and 6. This game is not over. A Somerset score is going to make it really difficult for Breathitt County. Well, you talked about how many carries did you say Mr. Hughes has?
22 carries, 190 yards.
All right. There was a time we talked about this at lunch on various occasions.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker carried it 40 times in a game.
Right.
And they asked Vince Dooley why he carried it so much, if he's going to wear him out. The coach said he talked to Herschel, and he said it wasn't that heavy. He could carry it all he wanted to.
Well, that's probably a good point. Probably a really, really good point.
Said that ball weighed about 8 ounces. He could handle it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
2nd and 6. Gulak is in the backfield now, though. And Bruner will keep it, try to dance to the outside, to the 5, dive. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2.
1st and goal at the 2. He's going to gain of about, he's got about 2 feet to go to the end zone.
Yeah, just tripped up. And he dived, and they're going to give him, about the 1.
He's down at the 1. 1st down, Jumpers!
So you wanted to get to around the 5-minute mark. You're going to get that. Barring they don't snap it too soon here. Got time to kill. If you're Bruner, watch the clock. Don't be in any hurry.
Yeah, they're going to kill as much of it as they can.
Well,
and Bruner will keep it on the sneak, walk into the end zone.
Touchdown, Jumpers!
Well,
so Josh Bruner.
Number 16, Josh Bruner with the 1
from a yard out.
Touchdown run.
I don't know where my pencil went.
That's all right. Community ink pen here.
So Bruner with a touchdown after throwing a couple of TD passes. Rubel will come on to kick. It's 34-14. Snaps down, kick is up, and it is good. Rubel tacks on the PAT.
Is good.
And it is 35-14. And the fat lady may not be singing, but she's humming.
Yeah, solid point. One of the things, I venture on to read the websites online, and one of the things that they talked about with this Breathitt County team was that they were prone to a lot of silly penalties, and it's not something that you've seen from them tonight.
No.
It's been a pretty penalty-free game for the most part. Somerset's been flagged for 5 of them for 50 yards, but that's, you want to negate it as much as you possibly can, but 5 for 50 and still in a winning cause is not really going to hurt you too bad.
The difference in this football game to this point is the inability in the red zone for Breathitt County to put points on the board.
Right.
You know, they were in there 3 times before they ever scored. You give them another 14 points. And
Somerset defense can learn a lot from tonight's football game. Plenty of film that you're going to be able to watch.
Absolutely.
I know that there are coaches out there that'll tell you that you learn more from losses than you do from wins, but Somerset's had 3 of those losses, so they should have had their fair share of learning.
Yeah, learned all you need to. All right. Ethan Rubel. And it is a squib kick that hits an up man and goes down.
I think
People
Somerset
diving on it.
Somerset recovered.
They did.
And you got a player down here. He took a pretty good hit. So let's hope that this young man is okay.
Official timeout for injury.
Is that Hudson with the football? Was it 5 that came out of there?
Number
5 or 6?
I think it might have been number 6, Corbin
Okay,
Smalley.
I think it was Smalley.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the number is on the player that's down out here.
It's, I think.
No, he's getting up.
Yeah, he's not. I think it's 15.
Well, I hope the young man's okay. Yeah, he was getting ready to stand up on his own accord. Maybe he just took the hit that took the air out of him.
Yeah. That's why at Spencer he has been in on a couple of those kickoff returns or at least kickoff recoveries.
Right.
A couple of times tonight, and he is slow getting up.
Oh, he got up and he's getting ready to walk off on his own power. That's exactly what you want to see.
The Bobcat shaking up on the play.
So 6:05 to go, half a quarter. Somerset up 35-14 with a football.
Line. It'll be first and 10 for the Briar Jumpers.
They are that far away from 1-0 in the district. This board I've got here is lit up like a Christmas tree. Look at this thing. It's pretty. Toyota of Somerset High School football.
Got all them flashy lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, squirrel.
Presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers Realtors. Hand off to Hughes. Straight up the gut. Angles to the right side. 45. 40. And tripped up maybe just shy there. They'll give him the 41.
And about 6 yards.
Flag down.
Flag down. That's probably going to be a hold. Number 88 here is holding his hands out.
Like I didn't do anything.
Yep.
Austin Barker on the stop over here on this side.
So do you still get counted for the yardage or
Depends
no?
Depends on where they mark it from.
Holding.
Right.
Somerset.
Somerset had it at midfield.
So they marked it at the line of scrimmage.
They marked it. They're going to mark it from the 48.
Right.
So give him 2 and penalize him 10. And again,
at the 42-yard
depending on who throws the flag and how they mark it, each officiating crew may do it differently.
Yeah.
There is no rhyme or reason to some of this stuff. Clock running. Somerset with a 2nd and 18. Or excuse me, a 1st and 18. Two receivers to the left. Again, a handoff to Hughes. Straight up the gut. 45. Shakes loose. Midfield. Gain of 8.
Hughes, the ball carrier.
Before he is hit and dropped by Sebastian Howard. So it will be 2nd down. And 12. So right back at midfield.
Gain of 8 yards on the play. 2nd down and 12.
24 carries, 200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. 2nd 12 for Somerset.
Clock running. 14 seconds on the play clock. Somerset will line up and take the time. 2 receivers left. 1 receiver right. Tight end on the right side. And off to Gulak, and
that's going nowhere.
He goes nowhere. He is hit and dropped immediately, knifing into the hole.
Getting ready to say something about having some fresh legs out there, and then boom, that play went nowhere.
No gain on the play.
Waylon Abner.
3rd down.
Got into the hole, and it's 3rd and 12. Clock is wasting away. Somerset with a couple of different linemen in the game, I think. That's Reggie Smith, the senior, coming in. Get a little bit of time here. Single receiver left, 3 to the right. And Brenner rolls right on the counter play to Hughes. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Down the sideline and out of bounds inside the 10.
From the 50 all the way down to the 3, 47 yards.
That's the first time we've seen that counter, and it worked to perfection.
One of the things that I really like about Clevenger's offense is that he'll keep running plays over and over again, hoping to set up for the future.
He ran one we hadn't seen yet. It's first and goal at the 3, under 4 minutes.
Goal to go. Ball marked at the 3-yard line.
Homecoming at the patch. And off to Gulak, and he will get part of it. Man that's laying on top of him is Barnett. And we get whistles.
Yeah, we got a little bit of frustration going on out here, but they want that clock running.
Put the ball at the 2, so Gulak got a yard.
You're about 1 yard on the play.
They haven't started the play
Second
clock.
down and goal from the 2.
Now they started at 40, and Somerset doesn't have to snap it before 2:40 on the clock, and they may get close to that because they're just kind of standing around. Bruner's still on the sideline. He's heading back to the huddle. You have to be – it's interesting to try to kill the clock and stay in a rhythm.
Right. It'll definitely take you out of it. I mean, Somerset's not going to mind too much to no game plays here,
Gulak,
one at a
and
time.
He's nice into the hole, and he might have got part of it again. He might have got to the 1.
1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard.
Yep.
All you need is 2 more of those, and you keep that average up, you'll get into the – but backing up, man, that
Back
2.
to the 2, yeah. Jason Tolson.
Not pushing it to the 1.
On the stop.
He's like, I get it. I can't do math.
Pick a spot.
3rd down and goal.
One of my pet peeves.
Yeah.
I've seen them use Ouija board to try to mark the football. We did a game at Kaywood one night, and they were off 1.5 yards every spot. Not one-sided, mind you.
Right.
They just never got it right. 3rd and goal from the 1.
Getting ready to get a delay game. Oh.
Fake it to Hughes, rolls right, tries to throw the ball in the corner to Gulak, and it was incomplete. It's 4th and goal.
They're calling for a roughing out here on number 6 on somebody. It's like maybe number 13 took a little bit of a late shot on Josh Bruner, and ball was already out of his hands, and he committed to the play anyway. But
well, I mean, if you throw a flag here, you get 6 inches, so it's not like you're gaining a lot anyway. Okay.
Officials out there having a little bit of fun spiking the football because I think he got a little bit of a razz from where the spot was in the last one.
Yeah, they got him too, huh?
Yeah.
Fourth and goal.
These guys have done a pretty good job tonight. Bruner takes it, keeps it, goes toward the goal line. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Jumpers!
Second touchdown of the night.
On the
Josh
ground.
Bruner.
Yeah, Josh Bruner's got 2 on the ground and 1 in the air.
Josh Bruner.
1:50 to go in the game.
Touchdown run.
Anybody that asks me, I much prefer the siren to the cannon. Cannon used to upset the dog.
Well, we just keep extending the game and keep extending the game.
Anderson Rubel.
Oh,
up and good.
Little collision out here, number 88, number 9.
Point is good.
So we are now down 1 minute, 50 seconds left to go in regulation. Game's pretty much in hand, 42-14, but does Breathitt County have another trick up their sleeve to score with a one-play strike?
If
just to keep it interesting.
If you are Somerset, this win is going to come at a really good time.
Right.
Because you get next week off.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a bye week.
They do not play next week, so that makes that bye week much more fun.
Yeah.
If you go in 4-3, 1-0 in the district with a leg up, and it's going to work out really well for Somerset. You're not in the playoffs a long way from it, but you can see it.
Yeah. you can never discredit any team that you got left on your
you
schedule,
cannot.
and so I hate to say it like this. However, Somerset should be pretty easily favored in every game that they've got left on their schedule.
That is correct.
Including Glasgow, who's having a little bit of a down year this year. So you should have some pretty good momentum going into the off season.
You should. Of course, you got 16, 17, 8-year-olds and woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah, right. Ifs and buts, candies and nuts, right?
That's right.
Christmas all year.
All right. Ethan Rubel with the ball at the 40. And he's going to back up.
Going to do onside kick or just pooch it?
He's just going to pooch it again. And that's what he does. And it's taken by Nutman, who falls on it at the 41, 42-yard line. Breathitt County will take over right there.
Combs recovers the kickoff.
And if you're Breathitt County, you also can take a lot away from tonight's game, too. I mean, you had the ball 4 times in Somerset territory that you didn't talk away with points.
You got to finish the drive.
You got to finish drives. That's probably something that the coaching staff's going to preach to them. I don't know if they've had this problem all year long or not. That's not saying anything negative about Breathitt County. They played Belfry tight for a full half of football. And that's no tall task, man.
Well, you're playing Belfry and Johnson Central, and, I mean, you're getting the competition.
Yes, you are.
You're not going to see anybody in the district that's going to scare you.
No.
Holland takes it straight back. Fires over the middle.
Again.
Got a receiver. That is caught at the 20, heading for the goal line. Touchdown, Breathitt County.
Touchdown.
That is Jason Combs.
Wow.
And a 59-yard play. Are you kidding me?
No. I mean, you know, too little, too late. But, you know, where was this at for Breathitt County all game long? Apparently they have found a weakness, and they should have exposed it early. But
well, I tell you what else is gonna be interesting for Somerset is that film session. The secondary is going to have to pay attention. Lining up is Terry. Traffic PA.
A cracked phone. Is that your phone?
Kick up and good by Terry.
Extra point is good with 1:39 to go. It's 42.
Bet you didn't
21.
Bet you didn't think you were going to get asked that tonight, did you?
Oh, I get it. Yeah, this is not my first time in the press box.
Yeah, okay.
I've been asked lots of things.
Have you?
Yeah. Some of it I even knew the answer to.
Well, I thought I was done doing math. Here I am mathing some more.
I hear you. You promised there'd be no math.
You know, one of the funniest stats of the night to me so far is that Josh Bruner's rushed the ball 8 times with 2 touchdowns with a net of 1 total yard of rushing.
That'll happen to quarterbacks. Yeah, that will.
You know, and most of it came off of that one
side where the ball got away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And outside of that, the young man playing center, Landon Huseman, has done very, very well. We'll talk about that when we come to lineman of the game.
We'll get that opportunity.
And you can tell me if I'm crazy. Well, I'm crazy, but you can tell me how crazy I really am when we get there.
We can do that. All right. Breathitt County with Sperry moving on the football. And the onside kick will wiggle through, and Somerset will fall on it at the 38-yard line. Man getting off the football. That's old Deuce. That's Isaiah Lewis.
For the Briar Jumpers.
And they'll put it at the 38, and Somerset will try to get this thing done.
Right.
Ball marked at the 38-yard line.
Suspect Breathitt County will burn up their timeouts in hopes to get the ball back one more time.
They have they called one in this half, I think? I think so.
I think one, maybe.
Maybe.
So a first down ices it.
Right.
No guarantees, however. Only got 10 players out on the field, I do believe. No, we're going to take a victory formation.
Yeah, we're going to take victory formation, and Bruner's going to take a knee, and the clock is going to run. And Breathitt County, I think
they're going to be content to run it on
let
out.
It go, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the fourth quarter, nobody's played any defense to speak of. We have had.
I mean, it went from 28-7 to 42 to 21.
Each team has scored 3 times in the fourth quarter. Take it from there.
Right. 6 touchdowns and a half.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, 3 in the first half, 6 in the fourth quarter. It's football, baby. You never know. All right, Brenner again.
Stranger things will happen and have happened.
Yeah. Takes the knee again. We're going to a minute. Somerset will move to 4-3. 1-0 in the district. The week off coming. Breathitt County will drop to 2-5. And they are going to be 0-1 in the district as Brenner goes down one more time, and the clock is under 40 seconds. We'll not have another play. Somerset is going to move to the top of the district with a 42-21 victory over the Bobcats of Breathitt County here at the Patch on homecoming night. Did you, that homecoming queen, you say Miss King got that?
Yeah, that was, and the seniors won the float, so.
Now we know.
All in all, a good night.
All right. This is Lake Cumberland Sports High School Football. The final 42-21. We'll be back.
Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you.
Here to come in 175 here to come in 175 2. I 200 down got it here to come in a quarter.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And you need dedicated and committed people pulling together. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
Welcome back to the Briar Patch. Paul Wright and Robert Reed, where the Briar Jumpers of Somerset have defeated the Breathitt County Bobcats to the tune of 42-21. It went like this. 6:50 to go first quarter. Somerset's Chris Hughes with a 10-yard pass from Josh Brenner. Anderson Rubel with the PAT at 7-zip. 5:43 to go in the second. Zach Koger with a 63-yard INT return. Rubel again with a kick makes it 14-zip. 5:59 to go in quarter number 3. Somerset's Corbin Samala, a 45-yard pass from Brenner. Rubel tacks on the extra. It's 21-0 after 3 quarters, and then the fun started. 9:32 to go in the fourth. Breathitt County's Eli Thomas, a 3-yard run. Braxton Terry with the extra kick, 21-7. 8:40 to go. Somerset's Hughes with a 43-yard run. Rubel with a kick, 28-7. 8:21 to go. Breathitt County's Austin Sperry. Pass from Mike Holland for the touchdown, 28-14. 6:05 to go. Somerset. Josh Bruner with a 1-yard run. Rubel with a kick, 35-14. 1:50 to go in the game. Somerset's Bruner, a 1-yard run. Rubel with a kick, 42-14. And the final score of the game, 1:39 to go in the game. Breathitt County's Jason Combs, a 59-yard pass from Holland. Terry tacks on the PAT, makes it 42-21. And that's the way it ends. And we had a football game for 3 quarters, Robert, and a track meet for 12 minutes.
That's about the way it usually goes. Tonight, Chris Hughes carried the ball 25 times for 247 yards. Number 16, Josh Bruner, 8 carries for a total of 1 yard. We talk about this, and we recognize that there were some negative plays that really affected that number, but He did have 2 touchdowns on the ground. On the night, also, number 4, Grayson Gulak got 3 carries for 2 yards. In the air tonight, that's probably a pretty kind of a good shining moment for Corbin Samala, who came out here and played very well. 5 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown. Number 17, Chris Hughes, 3 catches, 38 yards. For the night, Josh Bruner finishes 8 for 11 for 140 total yards. So 388 total yards of offense, 6 penalties, 60 yards. Had one big return for a touchdown by number 52, Zach Koger. So we'll get into talking about the players of the game tonight, brought to you by, well, first we'll start with the offensive player of the game. I think there are a couple of guys, of course, who stand out, well, 3 in particular. When you talk about it, Somerset Community College offensive player of the game, we'll highlight the 3 big, bright, shining stars, right? Number 1 be Josh Bruner. Had a big night, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 in the air, 140 yards passing, 1 net yard of rushing, I should say. So 3 touchdowns for the young man. Corbin Samala had a big night in the air, 102 yards of receiving, 1 touchdown. And then, of course, number 17, Chris Hughes, 247 yards on the ground tonight. Make a case for any or all 3.
You could, but when you get toward the end of the game and Breathitt County might make a run, they get within 2 touchdowns, and they might make a run and they get within 2 touchdowns. And every time that happened,
it was all set up by
Chris Hughes went somewhere. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And I think that pretty much sums up the night offensively for Chris Hughes. So Chris Hughes be the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game. So the next up, we'll go to the United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game. A lot of people stood out, but I just don't think too many people stood out more than Austin Lawless tonight. And I kept calling his name over and again, not mentioning the 3 sacks that were huge. One of them, of course, he blindside sacked somebody, and you could tell that the young man was shaken up. I'm glad he was able to get up on his own accord. Right. But there were also a lot of just touchdown-saving tackles that the young man was able to recuperate from and, make plays when plays were necessary. So I think even though defensively a lot of players stood out, I think that one player in particular stood out the most.
Zach Koger made a big play.
He did.
When it was a 7-0 game to get the interception, but you're right. We just kept time after time calling Lawless's name in the game. And he put Breathitt County behind the 8 ball on several occasions. You have to give him credit for that.
So that'll be the United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game, be Austin Lawless, number 11 for Somerset. Lineman of the game, this is always a really tough one.
It is.
Because the linemen are the unsung heroes of the football game, and I got a couple of guys that kind of stand out.
All right.
Defensively, linemen played pretty well tonight. Of course, Jacob Bartley, we've called his name a lot all season long, the young man being able to come over and make plays when plays are necessary. I know that I would probably get some cross-eyed looks for saying this. However, the young man under center, even though he had the 1 botched snap, it would have been really easy for that to get in his head and 1 botched snap become 10. And you didn't see that the rest of the night.
And the other thing you have to remember is Chris Hughes spent most of the night in that A-gap.
He did.
So you have to give, Hughesman credit for that as well.
That's right. So I think tonight, Sassy Spoon lineman of the game, Landon Hughesman, always good to give it to a freshman, always good to see a kid bounce back after a negative play.
Yes, sir.
So, recap for the night, Somerset comes away with a big victory, 41.
You're right.
I can't see, 42 to 21. Got a glare on the screen over here. And we'll end it right there.
My thanks to the sponsors, as always, to everybody for